Yeah. I can only
Neat.
imagine. I can only imagine how bad the script was because
Yeah. I literally just got rid of the gardener altogether because I'm just not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I barely even remember the gardener.
it's the hat scene.
And you don't remember until you watch it and you be like, oh, this was bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Well, I
this
was
is
gonna
sus.
rewatch it before we started today, but I forgot I'm behind on Grey's, and I really had to watch that before I got.
Oh my God! Did you watch today's
By
episode?
yourself.
I'm
If I
caught
call
up.
by your name and say on there, I'm sorry, okay? I just want to say, sorry, Phyllis. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining us.
What did I do? Did I get sassy? I didn't hear it.
No, I don't remember what you did, but I just want to thank you for being here today. And I didn't know your name.
Kelsey, it's her
Tell
name.
me, Phyllis. It's fine.
You gonna go work at a paper factory in Scranton?
So about that, I'm not really a fan of that show.
That's fair.
It's like our generation Seinfeld,
And we
where
already
I'm
knew
just
that.
like,
And we
this
already
is
know.
horrible.
And you're not a Jerry Seinfeld fan. We get it. So
I'm not. It's white mediocrity celebrated beyond necessary. Like I can't. Ugh.
okay.
Also,
Alright.
he's kind of a shit human being.
He's
Yeah.
a shitbag.
Yes.
True.
Alrighty. So, hello, internet. Welcome. With that.
Jerry Seinfeld's a shitbag. And
Yeah,
hi.
And hi.
If you don't know now, you know.
Listen. I'm used to it now where it's like hot take probably shouldn't be on a live, and if it is, oh well. And then
I mean,
hi.
a quick Google search keeps us from any kind of libel here. Like
a quick
it's-
Google shirt.
Yes, that.
This is my
Yes,
Google shirt.
I'm not going to talk well today. Just a
That-
heads up, I will fuck up at least a quarter of the script.
That's
Well,
fine.
then I'm
Well,
counting
there
on
you
The
go.
fun of it.
Fuck up, Mona. It's okay. I appreciate
That's
it.
Fun.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Ginger
Yeah.
already said the script was not going to be 100.
Yeah,
no,
there's
you're
gonna
good.
be
I haven't
typos.
been able to properly talk for over 24 hours now. Like I keep using. Earlier today, I said the word "tooken." Like, oh yeah, I took that earlier, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Legit, like I somehow have lost like 50 IQ points like over the last couple of days, and I don't know what's
You want
happening.
a pillow?
It's precious. It's okay. I appreciate it.
All right.
You can sleep
I
on
don't
it.
care how long it I'm excited.
So we are doing. We're not ready for quarantine players. We're
Not
doing
ready for life.
not ready for. Y'all, we are on this. We are on like the mega struggle bus today. Not gonna lie, but we're here for a very, very important reason, and we're doing True Beverly Hills to benefit the Brown family fire recovery. We actually have Asia, who is the matriarch, and we'll hear more from her during coming back from intermission. I'm going to introduce the cast. We're going to get this thing on the road, and we're going to have some fun. In the role of Phyllis Neffler, Kelsey, again, playing a role that she was born to play.
I do like cookies.
I mean, yeah.
That's definitely why you were born for the role. It's the cookies.
Playing Velda Plender, the architect of this whole thing, Ginger, who...
This is a role I was also born to play.
I was gonna say
Honestly,
Yes.
the nice ones always play the mean ones so well.
Yes. It's because they don't get to do that, so they get to like expend that energy on something else. Speaking of roles born to play, hi, I'm playing Annie Herman because I apparently like radiate Mary Gross energy big time. Everybody's nodding. Great. And by special request tonight, Ginger wanted all of our male/male presenting cast members to be our wilderness cadets. So let's start with Claire Sprance in the corner, Sean Watson.
Ready for this.
Y'all, there's an image coming up that I'm just going to say that we are not liable for any emotional, mental, or physical trauma that this image may cause.
And by trauma, you mean deep and profound joy. You're welcome.
Can't make it no serious.
Yes. In the role of Chica Barnwell, we've got Jonathan Yakey.
Hello.
Bringing the wig is honestly an honorary player at this
I
point.
would say the wig is like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the wig does all the heavy lifting for every role I'm in.
Literally. All
Chat's
right.
already getting wild.
Yeah, chat's already wild. Moving down another in the role of Phyllis's daughter Hannah. We've got newly name changed Narcissus,
Woo!
which we got to celebrate that.
Oh yeah.
And we've got in the role of Tessa de Blasio, we've got Brother Daniel back.
Yay!
Yay! Pat was here. Where did my Freddie Neffler go?
Oh no!
He said he
Pat
got
got
booted.
kicked out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
I know.
Oh no! No!
Somebody's been on TikTok. All right.
Reginald,
I'll let Pat back in, and then we're gonna get. Oh no, I'm not. We're not gonna
You're
get
not
started.
even done.
No, we are all on the struggle bus today, y'all, and I'm forgetting our
Sure.
guest of honor, Miss Asia Brown, playing Jasmine Shakar.
Oh, that's me! Yay!
Appropriately, at least on my screen, in the center.
Yup.
Same.
Okay, I just wasn't
Okay,
sure. I was not sure.
This is
Let
the
me
gayest
readmit.
Brady Bunch ever.
I mean, like Brady Bunch All Alice edition.
Right.
Yes. Pat's back. Pat's back. It's Freddie Neffler. I have no idea.
Pat.
Yeah. Don't know what just happened there. Sorry, everyone.
You're good. And narrating us tonight, and I'm gonna let them kick it off, is our wonderful Miss Mona Chase.
Yes, queen.
Yes. All right, Mona. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Fade in. Exterior of the Wilderness Girls of America headquarters. Daytime. A beautiful old building with the Wilderness Girl and American flags waving in the breeze. Women in uniform are going in and out of the front entrance, over which is a legend. Wilderness Girls of America, State of California. On the lawn, a group of adorable little girls and their troop leader gaze up at the bronze statue of their founder, Theodora Hill. Over this scene and the next one, we hear the voices of 4 12-year-old girls.
I will always try my best to be honest and fair, to be helpful and friendly, to be thoughtful and cheerful, to obey the law, to love the land and be a good
Love the
citizen,
land and be a good
good
citizen,
neighbor,
good neighbor,
a good
good
friend, and a sister
sister
to every wilderness girl.
Get it, y'all.
I just wanted
Interior
the depth.
Wilderness boardroom. At the same time, starting tight in on the faces of the 4 girls, we pull back to reveal a poster with a legend across it that reads Wilderness Girls 88. The central image is a picture-perfect troop accompanied by their proud leader. We pull back, continuing to reveal that the words we are hearing have been recited by the same 4 girls that were in the front line in the poster. They're standing tall, holding the wilderness flag, the state of California flag, the American flag, and their troop flag, which bears a large red feather and the words Red Feather Troop 164. They finish reciting and stand at attention. At another angle, we see the Wilderness Girls boardroom, where a group of uniformed women stand at a large conference table. At the head of the table is Frances Temple, the state director, a scattered Gentile. Gentile. I was like, wait a minute. Damn it. I'm only on the second page. Scattered Gentile matron in her 60s, Miss Grundman. Damn it. The leader of the Red Feathers signals Cleo, a deceptively sweet-looking girl who barks an order at her colleagues.
Red feathers, right face.
The girls execute a smart right face and march briskly over to face Frances.
Red feathers, present flags.
The red feathers go through a complicated routine of swishing the flags back and forth, crossing and uncrossing them, finally ending with the flags pointed like bayonets at Francis's chest. Francis leans back and daintily moves the points away.
My word. 1 inch closer and I'd be retiring 6 months early and without even naming a successor.
Velda Plender, an overly ambitious ex-army nurse whose fanatical devotion to the Wilderness Girls is only matched by her lust for power, suddenly speaks up.
Right, Francis. The sooner you name that successor, the better I'll sleep at night. Not that I do sleep at night, I'm working constantly.
Of course you are, Velda.
Velda smiles smugly.
Thank you, Red Feather Troop. Thank you, Miss Grundman.
Cleo lets out a long, shrill whistle blast that makes all of the regional directors, except Velda, jump. The red feathers position the flags and stand, execute a sharp left face, and march out of the room with their leader.
Oh, that's you, Francis. Sorry.
Hey, were those girls drafted or they volunteer?
All of the ladies chuckle except Velda.
I know that the concept of order and discipline isn't too popular these days, but those red feathers are the finest troop in my district. And I'd say that even if my daughter Cleo wasn't one of them, with that right kind of guidance, every troop in my region can be just as good.
Francis sits and addresses a stack of papers in front of her.
Our first order of business, the troop Beverly Hills.
Except that one.
It seems the poor dears have been orphaned again.
Again? It's the 5th time this year. I hate to say this, but it doesn't really seem like these girls are interested in belonging.
They've never even earned any patches. They've never sold any cookies. And they've had more leaders than a banana republic, which seems kind of racist.
And their membership is down to only 8.
So we were agreed. We stop mollycoddling those little princesses and flush that troop down the proverbial dumper.
Now, Velda, as long as there are girls who want to belong, it's our job to see that they are not denied the privilege. Let's give them one last chance. Now, about the new leader, I understand we have an applicant.
Velda snaps her fingers twice, and up jumps Anne Herman, a shy, plain woman in her late 20s.
Herman, the file.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, whatever you identify as.
She hands Velda a manila folder, who in turn hands it to Francis.
Name, Phyllis Neffler. Age, it says here, not applicable. Marital status, shaky.
Velda rolls her eyes and Francis goes on.
Children, 1 girl, age 12. Interest, community affairs.
We cut to the interior of a shoe salon by day.
Dr. Jerry Honigman is definitely boffing the blonde in the English tutor.
Oh, what the tummy tuck?
No, the daughter.
Phyllis Neffler is an attractive, flamboyant Beverly Hills super princess, a modern-day Auntie Mame with a fistful of charge cards. She is in the midst of a buying spree. She and her best friend, flashy blockbuster novelist Victoria's France. Say what? Oh, Oh, yeah.
France.
Nice. Why are you so bad at these?
I literally spoke it to the thing, and so it's like voice to text essentially.
That explains a lot.
See that? Victoria's Sprint are surrounded by dozens of pairs of shoes. The saleswoman waits for her decision. Phyllis points to 2 pairs of shoe.
This one and this one out. I'll take the rest.
In the interior of the boardroom at the same time, Francis continues reading.
She loves animals.
We cut back to the interior of a jeweler's by day. Phyllis is kissing a small cat made of gold with emerald eyes and diamond whiskers.
What a cute little kitty. Yes, Mommy wants to give you a new home.
She holds the cat-shaped brooch against her chest and admires herself in the mirror. We cut to the interior of the boardroom again at the same time.
She prides herself on being honest, resourceful, and thrifty.
Back in the interior of a boutique, Phyllis is modeling an elaborately beaded dress.
How much?
5,600.
It's missing a bead.
Oh, so it is. I'll give it to you for 5,000.
I'll take it.
Back in the boardroom,
This woman sounds like she's got Wilderness Girl written all over her.
the other women murmur approval. Velda is skeptical.
All right then, approved.
She takes us stamps and stamps the application. The sound kicks off our opening theme music and the credits begin. We cut to the exterior of Rodeo Drive by day. Phyllis's convertible.
Convertible rolls. It's a convertible roll.
Like a
Okay.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Phyllis's convertible rolls cruises the most expensive shopping street west of the Champs. As credits continue over a montage of famous storefronts and street signs. And the exterior of Early Hills Mansion a little bit later, Phyllis pulls up to the gates. She pushes the button and the gates swing open. The gardener is tending the perfectly manicured lawn. Phyllis drives in, waving to him. She pulls up to the front of the house as the credits end. In the interior of the Nestler foyer, minutes later, we see the entrance to Phyllis's opulent and exquisitely decorated home. Rosa, the housekeeper, is standing in the hallway. She's an earthy, attractive woman and is considered a member of the Niffler family. Phyllis comes to the front door under a load of packages, her sight completely obscured.
Rosa,
I'm right here.
keep talking so I can move toward the sound of your voice.
Rosa goes to her and starts unburdening her of the packages. Phyllis continues.
I started my new meaningful life today, and I just bought a whole meaningful new wardrobe to go with it. I wish I could see the look on Freddie's face when he gets the bills.
Rosa is looking over Phyllis's shoulder nervously.
And you know what the beauty of it is, Rosa? He won't even get them until after the divorce.
Rosa points over Phyllis's shoulder. Phyllis turns to see Freddie Neffler, her soon-to-be ex-husband. Freddie's a self-made man. He's a yeller, but a pussycat underneath. You.
I added that
Maybe
in.
not you.
Yeah, I figured.
What are you doing here? You were never around before the separation.
Have your fun now, Phyllis. Once that divorce is final, you'll be shopping at the Pick and Save.
Rosa takes the packages from Phyllis and heads upstairs. Phyllis talks into the living room. Interior of the Nestler living room, we see Freddie's on Phyllis's tail as she moves through the room, unnecessarily adjusting coffee table objects and paintings.
You're supposed to be in the guest house. Everything north of the lawn jockey is mine.
It's still my house. I can come in here whenever I want. And right now, I'm going to go upstairs and get my rowing machine and my clothes.
Touch anything in this house and I call my lawyer.
Freddie leaves the room and heads upstairs. This time, Phyllis is right on his tail. We cut to the interior of the Neffler stairway.
I can touch anything I want. I paid for it.
You mean we paid for it? Marriage is a partnership.
You're right. I earn the money and my partner spends it.
Typical. You're always overlooking my contribution.
Your contribution? Give me a break.
In the interior of the Neffler gym, there, practicing on the balance beam, is Hannah, their 12-year-old daughter, a smart, loving child who knows her parents better than they do. She overhears them fighting.
If you contributed anything to this marriage, we'd be on welfare.
Freddie and Phyllis enter, barely missing a beat in their bickering, which by now Hannah is accustomed to.
Oh, hello, Hannah. You remember your father, don't you?
Hi, Peaches.
Hi, Daddy. What are you picking up this time?
My rowing machine.
What time are we leaving for the Dodger game tonight?
6:30. You want to come over to the guest house, or for the CEO to look to Phyllis, should I meet you by the lawn jockey?
Can't you two just kiss and make up? I don't want to end up in therapy twice a week like Tessa.
Honey, you'll be less neurotic if your parents are happily divorced instead of unhappily married.
Thank you, Phil Donahue.
I saw it on Oprah.
Will you guys cool it? If you're going to argue, I'll have to send you to your room. Mom, a lady called about the orientation meeting on Thursday. You are going to go through with this, right?
Of course I am. Have I ever disappointed you? Don't answer that.
Go through with what?
Nothing, just a little mother-daughter bonding thing.
Hannah hops off of the balance beam.
Mom's going to be our new troop leader.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Freddie looks at Phyllis, laughs condescendingly, and walks away.
What's so funny?
She follows him into the hallway and into the master bedroom. Rosa is at the bed, packing a suitcase, dabbing her eyes. She looks up to see Freddie enter with Phyllis on his heels.
What is so goddamn funny about being a troop leader?
It's hysterical. You have no skills. You hate the outdoors, and you've never finished anything you've ever started.
Oh, really? What about the PTA?
You quit.
Only because it conflicted with Slave the Whales.
And what happened?
Oh no, what an organization. Slave the Whales. Oh my fucking
The
god.
L from conflicted went somewhere else. It's terrible. That happens sadly and horrifically. That happens to me all the time. And I know it's stupid, but it's fine. I talk too much. Hands Across America seems more important.
I rest my case. You'll be lucky if you last 2 weeks.
I'm going to be a great troop leader, and I'll be spending more time with Hannah.
And neglect Rodeo Drive?
Don't you criticize my mothering, you Mr. Workaholic. You're not exactly Father of the Year.
Rosa starts to cry.
Will you stop crying, Rosa? Who's getting the divorce here? You or me?
I can't help it. I don't want you two to split up.
Rosa cries louder and leaves the room. Freddie starts transferring his belongings from drawers into the box.
Told you not to mention the divorce in front of Rosa. She was gonna help me pack.
What's happening to us, Freddie? I mean, what's this really about? When you said I'm leaving and I said it's about time, I didn't think either of us really meant it. Is there another woman?
Another woman? Yes, there is. It's this girl I met a long time ago. She was so bright and warm and funny and caring. I couldn't help myself. I fell in love with her.
My God, where did you meet her?
In Ohio, at college. It was you. You had such potential, such energy and creativity. I could wait to see what you would do with it. And now look at what you do with it. You went shopping.
I went shopping, Buster, to furnish your perfect house, to build your perfect image, and be your perfect Beverly Hills wife. I've been so busy attending to your childish needs, I've neglected the needs of my own child. You think I've changed? What about you? I coupon clipped your way through law school so you could do great things, make a difference in the world, help people, remember? Not so you could give it all up to become Neffler the Muffler Man.
Those commercials were your idea. And I never heard you complain when you were spending the Muffler Man's money. I mean, I know it's not a really important job, like being a wilderness girl.
That seems sexist. I hardly expect you to understand how important this is to me and to Hannah. All those little girls who need me, even if you don't, you never give me an ounce of credit for anything I do.
Because you don't do anything.
I'll do something now. I'll help you pack.
She very deliberately moves to the bed, picks up an armload of things, and hurls it through an open window. From the exterior of the house, where the gardener is working on the flower beds, with a leaf blower, passively blows Freddie's belongings out onto the street. Hannah exits the house and sees this happen, looks back at the window upstairs, then walks sadly away as we dissolve to the exterior of a cold water park in the day. Phyllis is anxiously putting the last touches on a table of treats. Hannah and Rosa are helping out.
What do you think?
It looks great, Mom.
Is the caviar too much?
Is it beluga?
No, just Zavruga.
Oh, then it's fine.
Interior de Blasio Jeep moving, same time. Michael de Blasio, Coppola-like film director, is being driven through the canyon towards the park by Bruce, his AD. In the back seat are a sheepdog and Tessa de Blasio, a brainy junior psychologist with glasses.
Bruce, I looked at the dailies. I want to reshoot the editing. Set it all up for today.
Today? 5,000 extras? Redford? 15 helicopters?
Daddy, you can't do it.
Why not, Tessa?
You're $10 million over budget. Redford's on another movie, and you blew the helicopters up yesterday.
I am. He is. I did.
Daddy, my therapist would say you are definitely blocking reality.
Your therapist talks to you?
In the exterior of the cold water park, Phyllis is delighted to see a car finally arrive. It's a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow that pulls up and stops. A uniformed driver is at the wheel. Chica is sitting alone in the back seat. Chica is the ultimate white bread snob princess.
Chica Barnfell, our first arrival.
She extends her hand and Chica looks at it disdainfully.
Do you remember me, dear? I'm Mrs. Neffler. We met at your parents' house in Palm Springs when Fergie was in town.
Fergie who?
Chica swings the door open, practically knocking Phyllis over, and walks past.
What a lovely time.
A side street in the nearby canyons, daytime. A rather worn 58 Cadillac convertible stops at the corner. In the interior of the car, we see Ross Coleman, an out-of-work ex-movie idol, struggling to preserve his tanned good looks with his daughter Emily.
Why are we stopping here, Dad? The park is a block up.
I'm late for an important appointment, honey. That's the actor's life. Busy, busy.
You're going to unemployment, right?
Right. Anyway, you have a good time, okay?
Daddy, I'm supposed to bring $10 for dues.
Gee, Emily. I forgot my wallet. Tell him you'll bring it next time. I'll get something soon. My agent says this nostalgia boom is gonna make me a star again.
You'll always be a star to me.
She gets out of the car with her little bag and walks towards the park. Exterior of Coldwater Park, day. A dark stretch sedan, flags on the front of it, pulls up. In the back, Lily Marshigan? Is that right? Or is this another typo?
It's Marsegan.
Marsegan. All right. Lily Marsegan, a small, skittish child, sits between her parents. Bong Bong, a middle-aged man in a
I did what I could with the script,
uniform.
okay?
God damn it. And Karina, his former beauty queen wife.
It's Imelda
Lily and her
Marcos. We all
parents.
know it's Imelda Marcos.
Oh my fucking God. Where Lily and her parents all wear sunglasses. Two security men get out and case the area before Lily gets out of the car. Her parents quickly slam the door behind her. The security man re-enters as Phyllis greets Lily and knocks on the tinted window.
Good morning, Lily. Good morning, Dictator. Mrs. Dictator.
The limo peels out as we cut to the interior of a plush Mercedes, moving by day. We see Dr. Jerry Honigman, a deeply tanned plastic surgeon, who is talking on the phone. Next to him is his daughter, Tiffany.
Arlene, I'm on my way to the hospital. I'm dropping Tiffany off at her troop meeting. I've got her a nose job at 3, a facelift at 5, and a boob job at 7. So don't expect me for dinner.
Daddy, do I have to go to this thing?
Yes, you'll love it.
I'll hate it.
Hold on, Arlene. I said I'd give you $10.
It's not worth it.
20.
No way.
30.
50.
40. And that's my final offer.
I'll suffer through it.
They pull up at the park. Phyllis waves at Honeyman, who tips his cap, revealing fresh hair plugs. In the exterior of Coldwater Canyon Drive, by the day, a motorcycle cop is in the process of pulling over an Excalibur. The cop goes to the window, which is rolled down to reveal James, the jackhammer, a young, good-looking boxer wearing shades. Next to him is his beautiful wife. In the back seat, their daughter, Jasmine, a precocious, wisecracking little girl.
May I see your license and registration, please?
What's the problem, officer?
You know how fast you were going?
Excuse me, officer. Do you know who this man is?
Jasmine, cool it.
You're too modest, Daddy. Take your shades off. This here's the man who put the space in the Sphinx's teeth. The man who knocked the air off Hangler's head. The best, the greatest. My dad, James, the jackhammer Shakur. Now, Daddy, shake the man's hand and let's be on our way.
The jackhammer obeys, then drives off, leaving the stunned officer smiling stupidly behind. In the exterior of Coldwater Canyon by day, we see a ridiculous Lamborghini pull up in a fire road and onto the park lawn, trenching it. Inside is Vicky Sprance and her daughter, Claire. Vicky is talking into a tiny tape recorder.
He pulled off her Holston gown, sighed lusciously at the side of her Fernando Sanchez underthings, and what?
Felt his manhood rising into a frenzy?
Like I said, my therapist doesn't get paid enough. Felt his manhood rising to a pulsating frenzy. Yes, that's good. I love it. Now, darling, what am I supposed to tell your producer about you skipping rehearsal today?
Tell him I'm sick.
Boo, you whore. Oh, Claire.
Come on, Mom. I'm not just a kid on TV. I'm one in real life. I want to do something normal for a change, okay?
Normal? With Phyllis running the show? So that's bloody unlikely.
Later, as Phyllis stands in front of the group of girls, only 2 of them are really paying attention. Claire, who's into it, and Hannah, who's embarrassed.
I'm Phyllis Neffler, mother of the lovely Hannah.
Mother!
And as you know, I'm your new leader.
We pan the girls as Phyllis speaks. Jasmine is cornrowing Tiffany's hair. Chica is immersed in town and country, etc.
And I'm sure we're going to have a fabulous time together because I can tell that you are all unique, special, fabulous little people just raring to go.
Chica, not looking up from the magazine, murmurs to herself.
She'll be just like all the others. She'll get bored with us, then quit.
We're going to be doing lots of interesting things.
Like what?
Like whatever it is little wilderness girls do. By the way, what do they like to do?
How should we know? We're not real wilderness girls.
Well, then why are you all here?
Well, I'm here because my parents pay me to come.
I need a break from being Winnie Winkleman, America's sitcom sweetheart.
God, mine just flipped. We all come here for the same reason that we go to karate, ballet, fencing, and horseback riding.
To give our stressed out parents time to relate in a child-free environment.
You're not going to be a troop leader, Miss Neffler. You're going to be a babysitter.
Au contraire, mon petit. We're going to make the most of this experience. And I'm new at this, but aren't you supposed to be wearing uniforms?
New uniforms are sick.
Uniforms are for McDonald's employees.
Also, they blur out an individual's sense of self.
Besides, no one's ever stayed around long enough to take us to the store.
Well, I may be a beginner at some things, but I've got a black belt in shopping.
We cut to the exterior of J.C. Penney's by day, a rundown store in a rundown mall in a rundown neighborhood. Phyllis's sparkling Rolls Royce, overflowing with the girls, pulls up in front of Penny's. In the interior of the Rolls, the girls look around at their surroundings in horror. Chica rolls up the window and locks the door.
It's the only store in LA that carries the official uniforms.
I am not getting out of this car.
I've been in Beverly Hills so long, this neighborhood even scares me. I left my get at home.
Shit. Let's think of this as a cultural foray.
Phyllis gets out of the car and the girls hesitantly follow. Phyllis flips the car keys to a man holding a baby who happens to be waiting by the curb. She goes on, leading the parade of girls. The puzzled man looks at the keys. Hannah takes the keys back, mouthing, "I'm sorry," to the man. She catches up to her mother and drops the keys in her hand.
Mom, there's no valet parking here.
My God, we are in the wilderness already.
In the interior of Penny's, Phyllis and the girls are at the counter looking at all of the various Wilderness Girls merchandise. The saleswoman behind the counter is looking through a stack of uniforms into torn plastic bags.
What size you need?
I'll take a French 36.
You want that French stuff? You better go to Frederick's, Hollywood.
You don't have these outfits for little doggies, do you? Because the dog would be very cute dressed up in one.
We don't have a dog, Mom.
We could get one too.
The saleswoman looks at her as if she's from outer space.
We don't sell dog clothes. Are your Wilderness Girls? They don't want us selling this shit for no masquerade parties.
In the interior of the store later, the girls wait eagerly for Phyllis to emerge from the try-on room. When she does, she twirls around like a French model, though the dress fits like a burlap sack.
How do I look?
Good?
Phyllis turns into a big three-way mirror and suddenly sees what a disaster the dress is.
Good? Are you insane?
It's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad, except the color's wrong and the collar's wrong. The material's a nightmare from hell. It's cut badly, it itches, and it's not me. But all of that can be fixed.
In the exterior of the store later, Phyllis and the girls stagger into the parking lot, laden with packages.
Well, I never heard of a store that doesn't deliver.
In the interior of the courtier salon by day, Phyllis approaches her dressmaker, Henri, wearing an expression of urgency, holding the polyester uniform at arm's length.
Henri! She's gone.
Oh no.
Henri!
Sorry, I went to get the food. Hold on. My God, darling, what is that?
It's my Wilderness Girl uniform. What can you do with it?
You mean besides burn it?
In the interior hallway of the Wilderness Girls headquarters by day, Phyllis's high heels click, click, click along the tile floor. Wilderness Girl officials in open offices going about their business do a double take when they see her making her way down the hall. She's wearing her transformed uniform, now cut like the Courtier original. She's carrying shopping bags, waving a wet manicure, and sucking on a cigarette holder. She reaches the end of the hall where a sign is posted on the stand. It reads Troop Leaders Orientation Meeting. Interior of the small auditorium at Wilderness Headquarters at the same time. The first few rows of the auditorium are occupied by about a dozen women, new troop leaders. Everyone in the audience looks like Harriet Nelson or June Cleaver. Velda is addressing them from the podium, and Annie by her side. A plaque on the podium reads, Velda Plender, LA Regional Director. Up behind her is a big blow-up of the Wilderness Girls 88 poster.
My name is Velda Plendor. I am a mother. I am a widow. I am an ex-Army nurse. I was wounded in Nam, And if you look closely, you can see that I have a purple heart on. But first and foremost, I am a wilderness girl, and I have the privilege of turning you civilians into troop leaders. I'm here to whip you into shape so you can whip those girls into shape. This is no picnic. Not all of you are going to make it, just the tough, the few, the proud. So if any of you Betty Crockers think you're just going to be teaching toddlers to bake cupcakes, you can leave right now.
Several women do, in fact, leave, intimidated.
Good. Let them go. You see, that's why when we look for new leaders, we are looking for a real, no nonsense woman.
As Velda continues her speech, the doors open and Phyllis enters. All eyes are on her as she brushes by a few women to get to her seat. You're muted. We understood that, though.
Of course. Excuse me, pardon me. The traffic was appalling.
A woman who can cope with anything. The kind of woman who doesn't make a ruckus, but gets the job done.
The audience's attention is on Phyllis as she makes the ruckus getting seated.
Our goal is simple: to take young, vulnerable girls and turn them into strong, self-sufficient young women. It's our job to get them ready for the jungle of modern society. To attain this goal, all our girls must earn achievement patches, sell cookies, and attend the annual jamboree, which is a grueling test of wilderness survivor skills, which really separates.
She's now distracted by Phyllis's raised hand, who is waving it around.
I'm sorry, are you drying your nails or do you have a question?
Can we just back up a bit? You mentioned patches.
Yes, patches. The girls learn skills from their leader and they're awarded patches. Now, as I was about to say about the jamboree.
Phyllis is waving her hand again.
Yes?
About those cookies. I know it's customary to raise money selling cookies door to door, but wouldn't it save time and little shoe leather if we just had a star-studded telethon?
Wilderness girls have always sold cookies, which brings me back once again to the point I was trying to make. If your troop sells 1,000 boxes of cookies, you go to the jamboree, and the winners will have the great honor of representing all wilderness girls on the statewide poster.
Velda points to the poster, but is distracted again as by Phyllis as she stands enthusiastically.
Love to go, but tell me, please, that it's not the last week in April, because that's when I'm booked for Captain Teeps, whatever that is. And after that, it's off to Gay Paris for a shopping spree, and then the Tuileries, and then we do the wine country in a hot air balloon.
Who are you?
Phyllis Neffler, True Beverly Hills.
Shit, I should have known. Welcome to the wilderness, girls. Good luck, Neffler. If I'm any judge of character, you'll need it.
We cut to the exterior of the Neffler house at night. The house is dark except for a single light coming from the master bedroom. In the interior of the bedroom, Phyllis is on the bed, surrounded by stacks of Wilderness Girls books and paraphernalia. Hannah is lying next to her. The TV is on, and at the station break, we see Freddie on the side of his Neffler the Muffler Man commercials.
I'm very angry at your father, Hannah, but he is adorable in that costume.
She turns to see that Hannah is already asleep. She strokes her little girl's head, then turns off the TV with the remote control. After a beat, we hear at the driveway gate opening and the sound of a car pulling up outside. Phyllis gets up, crosses to the front window, and looks out. From Phyllis's point of view, looking at the driveway, we see a Porsche parked in front of the house. A beautiful brunette gets out. Phyllis runs back to her bed and picks up a small green Wilderness Girl's binocular case and runs back to the window. Again, through the window in the binoculars, we see as Phyllis tries to focus and the girl slinks sexily towards the guest house, moving out of Phyllis's view. In the interior of Phyllis's room, we see Phyllis return to Hannah at the bed, shaking her awake.
Hannah, wake up. A woman just went into the guest house.
Dark hair, long legs, big boobs.
Stringy hair, skinny legs, and plastic boobs, but yes.
Mom, it's just Lisa. She's Dad's realtor. She's trying to find him a condo.
At midnight, she must have a pretty hot listing.
Mom, could we spy on Dad in the morning?
Spy? Sweetheart, your father's nocturnal activities are absolutely no interest to me.
All right, we cut to the balcony at night. Phyllis is watching the guest house through the binoculars. From the point of view of the binoculars, we see inside the guest house, Freddie and Lisa sharing a laugh. Then they move to another part of the room. Phyllis strains over the balcony railing, trying to see, but no luck. She notices the garden wall that extends out from the balcony towards the guest house. She steps onto the garden wall and inches her way out, peering through the binoculars. At the guest house, the door opens and Lisa emerges. Phyllis drops the binoculars. They fall to the bushes below. Phyllis looks down. The experience is a little too vertical and she falls. We hear her crashing into the rose bushes. Freddie opens the guest house door and calls out.
Good night, Phyllis.
He closes the door. From the exterior of the house, early the next morning, we see Phyllis in uniform with little scratches from the rose bushes, loaded down with designer luggage, standing in front of Hannah on the front steps. Rosa joins them and hands Phyllis her white mink.
I'm pretty sure we'll be back before winter, Mom. It's just an overnight campout.
Rosa and I spent hours paring this down to the bare essentials. Okay, girls, are you ready to rough it?
We cut to a reverse angle on the girls to stretch limos and an Abby rents truck. The driveway looks like an LAX baggage check. In the exterior of Bronson Canyon by day, the convoy makes its way down that dusty, rutted mountain trail where no limo has gone before. We cut to the exterior of the campsite by day. The Hollywood sign fills the screen. We pull back to reveal a Novell campsite. Striped tents are set up, the kind that cater to fairs. Phyllis is lying on a lounge chair with a tray table next to her. On the table are a vase of flowers, a silver cigarette box, etc. Over her head is a sign that she's created which reads Camp Beverly Hills. The girls stand a few yards away, staring at Phyllis and talking amongst themselves.
What are we supposed to do now?
Well, we are supposed to set up the tents and stuff.
The Abby Rents person already did that.
This is boring. Someone should go ask her what we're supposed to do.
Tiffany, go ask her.
I'll do it for $2.
Hannah, you ask her. She's your mother.
Yes, but she's your troop leader.
This is stupid. Let's all go.
The gang troops over to Phyllis. Phyllis taps off the ash and smiles up at them.
Having fun?
Her ash is smoldering in the grass. Tessa stomps it out.
Mrs. Neffler, we're above the fire line. You shouldn't be smoking. It's bad for you. And it just disguises nervous conditions, which you should deal with in other ways.
Smokey the Bear says only you can prevent forest fires.
Smokey the Bear isn't going through a terribly messy divorce.
Phyllis puffs away and the girls nudge Hannah.
Seriously, Mom, what do we do now?
Why, we camp, we cook, we commune with nature. Who wants to go first?
The campsite at twilight. The girls are ringed around a big campfire. A closer look reveals that they're dipping strawberries in a fondue over the fire.
Voila! Fondue al fresco. Okay, girls, now we're gonna make it espresso.
The girls groan. Suddenly, there's a loud thunderclap, and torrential rain begins to fall. The girls scatter in all directions, shrieking.
What's for the tent, girls? I'll handle it.
Phyllis shields her hair with the massive flower arrangement that she snatches from the buffet table. She grabs the fondue pot and, of course, her fur coat. The girls are running towards the tent, which is flapping unsturdily in the wind. Phyllis's high heels are being sucked off by the mud, causing Phyllis to slip and drop everything in the mud. Phyllis turns and looks aghast.
Oh my God!
In the interior of the tent, just after, a drenched Phyllis comes staggering in with her things, dragging the mud-encrusted fur. The girls stare at Phyllis accusingly. It's raining. It is raining almost as hard inside the tent as outside.
Can't we just quit now?
Not before we sing Kumbaya. I promised you girls an overnight camp out, and that's what you're going to have. Now, come on. Kumbaya.
Oh, my Lord. Kumbaya.
Girls reluctantly
Yeah.
join in as Phyllis moves towards the front of the tent. Exterior of the campsite at twilight, the limos wait nearby. The drivers step forward holding umbrellas as Kumbaya continues. In the exterior of the Beverly Hills Hotel in the evening, it's sprinkling as two limos glide up the driveway. In the interior a little later, we see the wet, muddy girls file into the room. The bellboy wheels luggage carts piled high with bags and soggy camp supplies.
Tell Miss Plunder the troop leader Neffler called to let her know that the campsite she recommended was totally unsuitable. There were no outlets. There was dirt and bugs, and it rains there. Anyway, we found a place that's much more us. In case the other parents call, I'll give you the address.
In the interior of the Beverly Hills bungalow later, the girls have created a makeshift campsite. The couch and two overstuffed chairs are the sides. The girls sit beneath them, giggling. There's a fire in the fireplace, and the Camp Beverly Hills sign is now on the wall next to a construction paper cutout of the moon, and a couple of the girls are making a tent out of a bedspread draped over a hat rack. Two room service waiters wheel in carts of covered silver dishes. One of the bellmen presents Phyllis with the bill.
That's 60 wieners, 4 bags of marshmallows, and 1 nut cake.
Phyllis signs the bill. The girls grab wieners off the tray. Claire sticks one in her pants.
Guess who I am?
You're a pool man?
Claire smiles and nods. In the bungalow living room later that night, all of the lights are off except for the flickering of the fire. The girls are sitting by their sleeping bags roasting marshmallows. They're in their PJs. Phyllis is in a pricey negligee. Jasmine is teasing Tiffany's hair while Tiffany tells a ghost story.
Then it sounded like it was in the foyer. Who's got my golden arm? Then it sounded like it was in the maid's room. Who's got my golden arm? I don't know if y'all could tell, but Reggie's on my dick right now. Would you stop? Then it sounded like it was right outside his door. Who's got my golden arm? You've got it.
On the U, she suddenly grabs Lily, who screams blood-curdlingly. All of the other girls
The best
scream
you get.
too, and then they all laugh.
Come on, Miss Neffler. It's your turn.
A scary story, all right. One day, I went down to Christophe, where I usually get my hair done. Ooh. But when I got there, Christophe had mysteriously disappeared to Fire Island. Ooh. And this stranger had taken his place named Ronaldo. Ooh. He said he would streak my hair and give me a body wave. But when he slowly turned my chair around to face the mirror, he permed me.
All of the girls scream in horror at the thought of an unwanted perm. Living room. We cut to the living room later that night. The girls are in their sleeping bags. The fire has burned down to embers.
Our first real camp out.
You think it's too weird?
Let's just say it's unprecedented.
The roam service is awfully slow.
We're dry.
And we didn't get bug bites.
More than any of our other leaders did.
Let's face it, it's more than our parents ever did.
In the living room, still later, Phyllis comes out of the bathroom in her beauty mask and turban, switches off the light. She stands in the living room looking at the girls. Hannah has fallen asleep, holding a bag of marshmallows. Phyllis takes them from her, then gently kisses her cheek. She goes over to Chica, whose sleeping bag is not only apart from the others and covers her. And then it goes to Lily and removes her sunglasses. She sits down near the fire and watches the girls lovingly. We cut to the exterior of the Beverly Hills Hotel on the lawn the next morning. Velda and Annie make their way across the hotel grounds. Merv Griffin and Ava Gabor jog by. Merv's winded.
Eva, wait up.
This is that bimbo's idea of a campsite?
I think she knows too much about wilderness ways.
Thank you, Herman.
In the interior of the bungalow, oh no! At the same time, in a cold light of morning, the place is a wreck. Camp stuff is strewn about. The wieners and marshmallows are everywhere.
Not the wieners.
It's my kind of party.
They've been
Tiffany and
updated.
Tess are playing poker with a cute bellboy using wieners for chips. Emily is stuffing her bag with hotel soap, shampoo, stationery, etc. Lily is watching Pee-wee on TV. Claire is on the phone doing leg raises. Jasmine wears her uniform stuffed with balloons for breast. And she also wears Phyllis's high heels, using a pencil as a cigarette holder.
Hey, Hannah, look. I'm your mother. Follow me, girls. This is fabulous. This is fabulous. This is fabulous.
That's not funny.
Yes, it is.
Relax, Hannah. I like your mother.
Well, you guys shut up. My agent is reading me the Nielsen's.
The poker game is heating up.
I'll see your marshmallows and raise you a wiener.
You're bluffing.
Wilderness girls don't bluff.
Suddenly, Velda appears in the open doorway, Annie beside her. Velda is appalled at the presence of a male and barks at the bellboy.
You, out! Where's your leader?
You can torture me if you want, but I'll never talk.
Chica, giving herself a pedicure, speaks up casually.
She's in there, in a coma.
Chica gestures towards the closed bedroom door, which opens. Phyllis appears in the doorway in her fluffy robe, mules with pom-poms, and pushes her sleep mask onto her head.
Oh, mon capitan, what a pleasant surprise, but I'm hopeless till I have my morning cappuccino.
Neffler, what in the hell is happening here? This is supposed to be a camp out, not a pajama party.
Phyllis smiles cheerfully, and Velda looks at Annie, confused. Why isn't she reacting?
Oh, un momento.
She pulls out her, reaches into her ears and pulls out her earplugs.
I'm a very light sleeper. Now, what were you saying?
Is this what you call roughing it?
One bathroom for 9 people? Yes.
Real wilderness girls don't need bathrooms.
Well, I'm not exactly asking for a sunken tub, but I have a teeny problem with the campsite that is sans toilette.
Why, a troop called the Red Feathers camped that very spot last week. They chopped down trees, wove their own cloth, and lived off berries and squirrel meat. And not once did they go to the bathroom.
Must have been that squirrel meat.
Velda beckons Phyllis aside.
You disrupt my meetings with idiotic questions. You turn our sacred uniforms into a cocktail frock. And now you take these children from a wholesome camping environment and bring them to this den of inequity. What are you trying to do?
Please calm down, Velda. Granted, I am new at this, and between us, I haven't worked out all the kinks yet. So any tips for the new girl would be much appreciated.
I only have one tip for you, and it's locked in my dresser drawer. Just give it up. If you want to prance these princesses through Beverly Hills, fine. But you'll never really be wilderness girls. This troop should have been disbanded long ago. I know it, they know it, and you know it. Adios, Neffler. Have a nice day.
Velda exits, followed by Annie. The girls start packing up. Phyllis is dumbfounded.
I guess it's back to the shrink on Tuesday.
I'd rather go to the shrink than have to take bat mitzvah lessons with Rabbi Kurtzman.
I'll be spending my Tuesdays watching the pool man skim the pool.
That's not right.
Nope. No, it's not.
I knew it would last.
Phyllis takes this all in, and then
Well, do what you want, but next Tuesday, I'll be having a troop meeting.
they all look at her surprised.
Not only are we not going to quit, we are going to the craft fair next week, and we're going to show them what Beverly Hills Wilderness Girls are made of.
In the exterior of the Beverly Hills Hotel, Velda and Annie walk through the grounds to the car.
Did you see the way I handled that, Herman? We'll never see that woman again.
I'm sure we won't, Miss Splendor. Sir, ma'am, however you choose to identify.
She thinks just because she's rich, she doesn't have to play by the rules. Just like Monica Eggert in high school. I always knew she bought that election for archery club captain. That left a scar on me, Herman. But I left a bigger scar on Monica. Of course, it was a total accident.
A woman in tennis togs approaches Velda and Annie. She assumes from their uniforms that they are hotel mates.
I have called housekeeping 3 times since brunch, and there are still no fresh towels in my suite. At these prices, I expect service.
Well, that's your problem, Zsa.
How dare you speak to me like that? I want those towels in my room in 5 minutes, or I'll report you to the manager.
The pressure from Velda's right hand on her throat causes the woman to stop speaking and then slumps to the ground.
The carotid artery works every time.
Is she dead?
Nope, just spoiled.
In the interior of the Neffler kitchen by day, Phyllis is exercising to a TV workout show, simultaneously making herself a sandwich. She has the ingredients laid out on the counter before her and is struggling to open a new jar of mayonnaise. No luck. She goes to the sink and runs water on the lid. Still, lid won't budge. She hits the lid on the side of the counter and tries again to loosen it. Nothing.
Rosa, Hannah.
No answer. The house is silent. She goes to the kitchen window and looks out, still holding the jar. At Phyllis's point of view, we see through the windows that Freddie is in the living room of the guest house. We cut to the exterior of the guest house front door. Phyllis's arm extends into the frame and knocks on the door. As it opens, she holds a jar of mayonnaise to Freddie, who looks at the jar and without speaking takes it from her, unscrews the cap, and hands it back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wearing weaning one's
Like a kitty.
years of dependency didn't happen overnight.
You're so understanding.
He closes the guest house door. Interior of the large gymnasium by day. A banner reads, Annual Wilderness Girl Crafts Day. Booths containing homemade crafts line the walls as little girls roam around looking at everything. At the Red Feathers booth, it is clearly the most elaborate of all of the booths. It's a replica of a Native American village, complete with a giant teepee and hand-carved totem pole. The falcon's face at the center of the pole curiously resembles Velda, who stands next to it with Annie, Cleo, and Jamie. Cleo's right hand wears sashes loaded with merit badges. They display some lethal-looking spears and tomahawks as Francis Temple approaches with 2 fair officials.
My, isn't that interesting? What does this represent?
It's the source of power that allows a brave to defend his home and destroy his enemies. Right, Mom?
Nix on the mom business.
Sorry, Miss Splendor, sir.
You Red Feathers have certainly outdone yourselves.
The fair officials make notes on their clipboard and move on. Velda excitedly punches her hand in a gesture of victory.
Yes! It's in the bag! I can smell it. Poster Troop 4 years in a row. And as soon as Grandma Temple steps down, I'll be number 1. I'm so proud of you girls.
Thanks, Mom.
Velda nails Cleo with the "what did I just tell you" look. Cleo and Jamie slink away. Moments later, Cleo and Jamie meet Phyllis in the middle of the crowded floor.
Aw, just look at those adorable red feathers and all those achievement patches. They're fabulous. They really bring those uniforms to life.
Thank you, ma'am.
They are darling. Where do we buy them?
You don't buy them. You have to earn them.
Oh, like jewelry.
At the Red Feathers booth, Velda is admiring a handmade bow and arrow. She reacts to something off screen.
Damn!
What's wrong?
I was sure she'd quit.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Phyllis bustles up to Velda and Annie, her usual effusive self.
Look, I know we got off to the wrong foot the other day, but I think you'll be impressed by the progress my girls have made. If you could just take a moment, I'd love for you to visit our little craft boutique and see our knickknackery.
I have absolutely no interest in seeing your or anyone else's knickknackery. Frankly, I'm surprised you're even here.
Well, entre nous, I wasn't sure if I was cut out for this, so you gave me that little pep talk at the hotel. That convinced me to really go for it. Your reverse psychology really works.
Reverse what?
By the way, I need your help on something else. You know, on page 38 of the handbook, there's that recipe for campfire tacos. Well, I was wondering if we could substitute something for the beef. My nutritionist says veal has much less cholesterol, and yet they're both from the same animal.
The books are guidelines, Neffler. Use your discretion, for God's sake.
Fabulous. That's just what I wanted to hear.
She walks off happily as Velda burns. In the Beverly Hills booth, Claire has a backpack on and is modeling it. Phyllis and Hannah each hold a hand mic and act as co-MCs.
Of course, it looks like an ordinary, high-quality backpack.
But when our Claire, who you might recognize from TV, turns around, voila!
Claire turns and Hannah unzips the pack, which falls open into a full-length garment bag containing 3 designer dresses. Hannah helps Claire display the dresses as Phyllis continues.
Just because you're in the woods, it's no excuse for not looking your best.
There's a smattering of applause. Cleo and Jamie are in the crowd heckling.
Call that a wilderness craft?
Where you guys from? Mars?
Worse, Beverly Hills.
The Red Feathers twosome lead the crowd into a roar of laughter. We see the reactions from the Beverly Hills girl. Phyllis is more concerned about the girl's embarrassment than her own. We cut to the exterior of the Neffler driveway in the morning. From Phyllis's bedroom window, we see that Freddie is getting into Lisa's car wearing a Dodger warm-up jacket. In the interior of Hannah's bedroom, Phyllis and Hannah stare out the window as Freddie drives away.
I can't believe he's taking Lisa to the Dodgers game. It's batting helmet day and she's not even under 14.
She's not?
Phyllis sashays out of the room, mimicking Lisa's slinky walk. Hannah cracks up and follows her out. In the exterior of the wilderness headquarters, Velda is taking archery practice with a mean-looking crossbow. Her targets are innocent melons, and Annie feeds her arrows.
I want that woman out, Herman. Terminated. She's a threat to everything we stand for.
Absolutely, but the board just approved her.
Well, screw the board. I'm assigning you as her assistant troop leader, and I want you to penetrate her organization, win her trust, and get the goods on her. We'll build up a dossier of evidence, photographs, tape recordings, surprise nutcake, sworn affidavits.
Pictures of Spider-Man?
Yeah! Miss you, Luke. I know you know best, but does that really jibe with the ideals of the Wilderness Girls promise?
I'll give you a promise. I promise you'll be back at Kmart checking out yarn unless you do what you're told.
No!
In the exterior of the Neffler house, we see Phyllis doing a little gardening while talking to Annie on the cordless phone.
Of course I remember you, Annie. You're the gal Friday to our fearless leader, n'est-ce pas? Well, that is the sweetest offer. I could really use your help because the parents around here are awfully self-involved. Oh shit, I broke a nail. Okay, well, see you tomorrow.
We cut to the interior of Velda's office by day. Annie slowly hangs up the phone and turns with a, "Did I do that right?" look to Velda. Velda nods. In a series of tight shots, we watch Velda prepare Annie for her covert assignment. A minute, 1 minute, a spy camera hidden inside a wilderness girl's manual, a small tape recorder bandaged around her waist, the microphone disguised as a neckerchief slide, etc. We cut to the interior of the Neffler living room by day. A meeting is taking place.
Girls, this is Annie Herman, who has graciously volunteered to be our new assistant troop leader.
Hello.
So let's get into a friendship circle and welcome her.
The girls, Phyllis and Annie, form a circle, holding hands with their arms crossed. The girls look a little downhearted.
Well, who wants to be first to share a thought?
Silence.
This troop sucks.
The other girls murmur agreement.
My goodness. Care to elaborate?
The craft fair. We made fools of ourselves.
Those creepy red feathers laughed in our faces.
They had a right to. Do you see all those patches?
Yeah, they know how to do everything. We don't know how to do anything.
Let's face it, we are weird.
We suck.
Sorry, Mom, but you know it's true.
We're not robust mountain women just yet, but that doesn't mean we can't be crackerjack wilderness girls with plenty of patches. In fact, we can even create our own. Isn't that right, Annie?
Pardon?
As Valda said, the books are only guidelines.
Yes, I do seem to remember her screaming that.
Can you imagine what a creative person like me can do with that kind of freedom?
No, I can't.
The girls are starting to get interested.
I'm sure it's very helpful to know how to live in the forest and eat bark, but I'm going to teach you how to survive the wilds of Beverly Hills.
We cut to the exterior and interior of a beauty salon by day. Phyllis and the girls troop in. Annie lags behind and snaps a picture of the group as they enter. At the manicure area, there are 8 manicurists at 8 different stations working on tiny hands and feet. 2 Beverly Hills matrons in salon smocks walk past and do a double take. At another salon cubicle, Annie is lying on the table wearing a salon gown, her hair covered in foil, her hands and feet covered by plastic mittens. The attendant applies a streak of hot wax to her upper lip and covers it with gauze.
Oh, good God. Lost my place. Hold on. Please don't bother. I'll just shave it when I get home.
Mrs. Neffler said to give you the work.
The attendant holds a nice mouth closed with one hand and rips off the strip with the other. And
Annie shrieks.
Yeah, and Annie shrieks in pain.
Ow.
We cut to the Wilderness Girls Handbook, opened to the grooming patch page. Phyllis's hand makes a big check on the page with a pen, then initials the bottom with a flourish. Exterior of the Neffler pool area by the morning. Freddie relaxes in a lawn chair with the Sunday papers. Suddenly, a splash from the pool drenches him. We cut to the pool where Phyllis has plopped in on a raft. Annie and the kids in swimsuits are standing in a group by the side of the pool.
It's 11 o'clock and your pool time is up. I'm teaching the girls life-saving today.
Since when do you know how to swim?
It's simple. Kick and splash, kick and splash.
As she flutters her hands and feet in the water to demonstrate, she loses her balance and wrestles over. Freddie and the girls jump in after her as Annie snaps a photo. We cut to the Wilderness Girls Handbook, open to the life-saving patch page. Phyllis's hand, still dripping wet, makes a big check on the page and initials the bottom. We cut to the interior of the sunroom by day. Phyllis is helping the girls qualify for their dance merit patch. In a short montage, she demonstrates the frug, the jerk, the mashed potato, the Watusi, the swim, the fly, and of course, with great nostalgia, the Freddy. In the Wilderness Girls Handbook, we see Phyllis initial the dance page and adds a written comment, "Those were the days." In the interior of the dining room by day, the table is set for an elegant high tea with all of Phyllis's best silver and china. The girls in formal dress and put the finishing touches on the tray of finger sandwiches and cakes. The doorbell rings. A group of 12-year-old boys awkwardly stands on the front porch, dressed in surfer dude and casual clothes. Some carry skateboards. The boys try to act cool as the girls graciously guide them in. Wilderness Girls Handbook opened to the hospitality page. Phyllis's hands initial the bottom and then writes in adorable. In the dining room by the day, music explodes from a portable CD player as the high tea is transformed into a rock and roll party. The boys and girls and Phyllis go wild as Annie observes. We cut back to the Wilderness book, still on the hospitality page. Phyllis's hand crosses out adorable and writes in awesome. We cut to the interior of Cartier by day. Annie and the girls are clustered around the corner where Tiffany is inspecting a ring through a jeweler's loop as an androgynous salesperson looks on. Everyone's eyes are on Tiffany.
Nice luster, remarkable clarity and brilliance. I'd say 32,000.
Amazing.
Isn't it? And emeralds go great with this uniform.
And she snaps a picture. At the page in the Wilderness Girls Handbook, the heading reads, "Create your own patch," and Phyllis handwrites in the jewelry appraisal patch, and then makes a check mark beside it. She's now wearing the ring. We cut to the interior of Phyllis's kitchen by day. All of the cabinets are open. All of the pots and pans are out. The whole place is covered with flour. Phyllis is teaching the girls how to cook and talking on the phone at the same time. Smoke is coming out of the oven.
Shopping? Lunch? I'm sorry, Vicky, I really can't. I've got my hands full these days.
Miss Neffler?
Momentito, Jasmine. Sorry, Vicky, I've got to go.
Miss Neffler, the oven.
No, tomorrow's no good either. We'll be folk dancing.
Hannah rushes into the kitchen with a fire extinguisher, yanks open the oven, and sprays it with foam. In the Wilderness Girls Handbook, Phyllis's hand wipes away a layer of fireproof foam and then puts her initials by fire prevention patch and then adds, "Whew." In the interior of the Neffler gym, Phyllis, Annie, and the troop are riveted on a big, handsome policeman.
My name is Officer Bill, and I'm here to demonstrate to you cardiopulmonary resuscitation, more commonly known as CPR. Normally, I would use a CPR doll for this demonstration, but my captain borrowed it this morning to get into the carpool lane on the freeway. A cab.
A cab indeed.
No one is laughing, just like the cast.
Just kidding. So, I'll need a volunteer.
No one volunteers. Officer Bill points to Phyllis.
Oh, I don't think so.
He motions her towards him. She goes
I don't like
over.
it either.
Lie down and open your mouth.
She does as she's told. The Officer Bill kneels over her.
The last time I did this, I got more than a patch for it.
Annie stealthily takes a picture. On a page of the Wilderness Girls Handbook, it's the CPR patch page. Phyllis's hand pens a large check by it, and in the margins writes, "Very educational, must do it again," and initials it. In the exterior of an old folks' home in the lounge area, we see Lily and Tessa as they distribute snacks to an ancient couple. Chica looks into the food hamper that she is carrying.
Brioche, pate, camembert.
Camembert. What's she want?
I don't know. She's not speaking English.
We cut to an angle on Jasmine, Claire, and Emily as they hand out the magazines to a trio of old people. Claire hands a crotchety old duffer a magazine and he shoves it back at her.
I don't want to read New Woman.
Emily hands him another magazine that he rejects.
I hate pictures of Spider-Man.
Jasmine has an idea and slips a Mad magazine from the bottom of the pile and hands it to the old man.
What? Me worry?
Phyllis and Hannah are teaching the Freddy. Wait, what?
The dance.
Dancing.
Oh, the
Fred-
Freddy, the dance. There we go. I was like, okay, cool. I just assumed it was another typo. Phyllis and Hannah are teaching the Freddy to a group of adorable old ladies. They love it, even the ones in the wheelchairs. In the Wilderness Girls Handbook, the community service patch page is open, and Phyllis puts a check next to it and adds, "I still love the Freddy." We cut to the interior of the Neffler living room. It's friendship ring time. The girls are no longer hesitant and awkward. Instead, they eagerly take each other's hands. In the interior of a judge's chamber, the judge is sitting behind a mahogany desk. Freddie sits with his lawyer, Jack Sprance, Vicky's husband. Phyllis's lawyer, Marvin Mitchelson, is on the opposite side of the room. The door opens and Phyllis makes a dramatic entrance, followed by her little charges. She ushers the girls in, counting heads as they move quietly to the back of the room. Hannah and Claire say hi to their dad. Freddie glares at Phyllis as she takes a seat next to her lawyer.
What are you trying to pull?
I'm so sorry I'm late, Your Honor. My troop and I were busy describing the new fall fashions to the blind. I think they could actually feel the colors. And besides, the workings of the wonderful American judicial system are something every child should witness firsthand.
She smiles at the judge, who looks at the sweetly hopeful faces of the girls and softens.
Well, I guess it's all right. Okay. We're here to attest the division of property and the temporary support hearing of Neffler versus Neffler.
The judge looks at the papers.
Let's see. Looks like your lawyers have worked out the division of property on a temporary basis. I'll set a court date for 6 weeks from today. Yes, Mr. Spreads?
Your Honor, my client would like an earlier court date, if possible.
What's the rush? What is this, Reno? Never go to Reno, girls. The California community property laws can't be beat.
Your Honor, the fact of the matter is, my client may be considering remarriage.
Phyllis looks at Freddie, shocked. Freddie will not meet her eyes. Hannah looks at her father and then at her mother with concern. We cut to the exterior of the courthouse. As the group leaves the courthouse, Phyllis sees Freddie hurry down the steps to Lisa's white Porsche.
Until this moment, I never really believed we were through.
Hannah puts her arm around her mother.
Don't give up, Mom. He'll never really marry her.
Typical male midlife crisis. He needs to prove he's still sexually attractive. My dad's been going through it too.
How long?
11 years.
You still have me, Mom.
And you still have us.
The girls gather around her. Phyllis is bolstered by their support. Annie lags behind the group as they head down the steps. She reluctantly snaps a photo. We close in on the Wilderness Girls Handbook, and once again, we're on the Create a Patch page. Handwritten in big letters is Divorce Court Patch. Phyllis's hand writes a check next to it and initials it. We close on Phyllis. She sadly puts her pen down, then after a beat, picks up the pen and composes a hopeful postscript.
Hopefully to be followed by the remarriage to someone better, handsomer, and more appreciative of all of my emotional labor, Patch.
In the interior of Phyllis's living room in the afternoon, the room has been completely transformed. The Wilderness Girls poster covers a Hockney print. Two needlepoint pillows on the couch have the Wilderness girl emblems on them. The girls are sitting around in a circle. There's a tent by the fireplace. Who wrote this, Ginger? Carson?
Shut up!
Thank God we're not drinking, but by the typo.
Yeah, thank God we didn't play that game.
And that's why the Native American is responsible for the turquoise jewelry movement. Well, that pretty much takes care of the Native American lore patch. That makes 36 patches in 3 weeks. Annie, is that some kind of record?
It's unbelievable.
When do we get our patches?
You'll get them at the patch ceremony. Just a small do I've cooked up. All you have to do is bring me $7.50 for the patches and RSVP by Thursday.
Emily stands up.
I'm not coming. It's stupid.
She runs out of the house, slamming the door, and Phyllis stands up.
What happened?
She's just acting out.
It's because of the 750. She doesn't have it.
Her dad hasn't got an acting job in a long time. He can't even get on Hollywood Squares.
We cut to the exterior of the Neffler home a minute later. Phyllis comes out the front door.
Emily!
Emily heads for the gate. Phyllis trots after her. Emily speeds up. Phyllis is struggling to run across the lawn in her high heels.
Emily, please! I haven't been to jazzercise in 3 weeks!
Yeah. Emily stops reluctantly. Phyllis takes Emily's hand and they both sit down on the curb.
I haven't got the money.
Emily, I want to tell you a story about a woman who lived right here in Beverly Hills and thought that money was pretty darn important. One night, this woman went to Neiman's for the linen sale and she got some fabulous duvets, shams, and dust troubles for 50% off. 200 thread count? That sounds really low. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like that's wrong. And when she went to pay for them, the sales girl cut her credit card in half in front of a lot of people because this very well-meaning woman was over her limit.
It was you, right?
Phyllis nods.
Did you have to put everything back? Wasn't it embarrassing?
Phyllis puts her arm around Emily.
It was a nightmare. I thought I could never show my face on Wilshire again, but I was wrong. These things happen. They happen to everyone. Having money is not important once you have a certain amount. What's important is having friends.
Especially friends with money.
We widen the shot to reveal that Tiffany, who has joined them, is now handing Emily a 10 spot.
And the interest is only 10% a week. Only kidding.
Phyllis hugs both girls warmly as we cut to the exterior of a large yacht by day. A gleaming yacht is floating in the harbor, and we move into the exterior deck. The festively decorated deck is crowded with the girls and their parents. Some of the girls already have their sashes with patches attached. Claire's parents give her a hug. Phyllis is standing at the podium presenting a sash to Tiffany.
And to Tiffany Honigman, I am proud to present the shopping patch, the blockbuster patch, and the jewelry appraisal patch.
Phyllis drapes the sash over Tiffany's uniform. Tiffany joins her father, who peels a few bills off of the wad and hands them to Tiffany. She counts it. Annie is at the buffet taking a picture of a hunting man of the man paying his daughter. Jesus, this script. She scribbled something in her notebook and then quickly hides it in the flower arrangement. Back at the podium, Phyllis is presenting patches to Lily.
And to Lily Marsegan for teaching us how to launder money and crush a revolution, the internal affairs patch.
International.
It is international affairs.
We'll blame that on the script. Annie is now serving food to Claire and trying to be nonchalant.
Poor Ginger.
Claire, you're really not happy in this troupe, are you?
Annie shakes her head no, and Claire shakes her head yes.
Wouldn't you prefer that Mrs. Neffler was removed by the board for some infraction which you perhaps could tell me about?
Annie again shakes her head yes, and Clara again shakes her head no. We cut to Freddie and Lisa. Lisa watches Freddie territorially as he scarfs down some apple pie.
This is great. You know, when I was in law school, I would stay up all night eating homemade apple pie just like this. Did you kids bake this?
Mom did.
Lisa takes the plate away mid-bite.
Fred, dear, that's enough sugar for you.
Lisa puts the plate down and turns to Hannah. She brushes some hair off of Hannah's face. Hannah moves it back as it was.
You know, Hannah, after your father and I are married, you probably won't want to call me Miss Headley anymore. Have you put any thought into what you want to call me?
Got it narrowed down to 2.
We cut to Annie at the food table serving Jasmine stew.
Jasmine, just out of curiosity and completely off the record, have you ever heard Mrs. Neffler say anything weird or unusual?
Everything she says is weird or unusual.
We cut to Phyllis, still at the podium.
And Tessa also gets the shiatsu patch and the junior psychologist patch.
Tessa's dad applauds wildly. The starlet at his elbow smiles bustily.
How do you smile bustily?
I don't understand that.
It
I was
can
like,
happen.
what?
Same question.
You smile with your tits.
I was
It
gonna say, I
happens.
feel like Kelsey understands, but I don't get it.
Do you think that my
Um,
tits don't smile because I don't have them?
Somewhere, biomedical waste is smiling, I'm sure.
We cut to the buffet on Annie and Chica.
Man, God damn it. Chica, to the best of your knowledge, is Mrs. Neffler now or has ever been a member of the Communist Party?
Red Scare? What the
Chica looks
I
at
sure
her
hope it does.
blankly. We cut back to the podium.
And now, comrades, I am pleased to present my lovely daughter, Hannah. The best daughter patch. Just kidding.
Mom!
Oh, I'm sorry. To the total stranger, Hannah Neffler, I am pleased to award the gymnastics patch, the sushi appreciation patch, and the fire prevention patch.
Hannah takes her sash. Freddie steps up to kiss her on the cheek. Phyllis is trying to kiss Hannah on the other cheek. In the confusion, Hannah ducks out of the way, and Phyllis and Freddie end up kissing each other. Scandal! Lisa reacts swiftly, moving in and inserting herself between Freddie and Phyllis. Dirty.
Oh, the kiss is for me.
Having retaken possession of him, as she starts to lead him away,
Gladly.
when suddenly Lisa trips over Phyllis's outstretched foot. Oh no! And falls overboard.
Help!
Yes, Lisa, what is it you need?
Throw me a lifesaver, goddammit!
I think I have one. Butterscotch or winter green. Don't worry, Lisa. Silicone is extremely buoyant.
We cut to the food
I want my
table a
money
few minutes later. Yeah, you need your money back. We cut to the food table a few minutes later. The ceremony is over, and the parents chat with their daughters in the background. Phyllis joins Annie at the table, and Chica walks by.
Chica, I'm sorry that your parents couldn't come today.
They're in Caracas. Besides, I wouldn't have invited them anyway.
Chica walks by.
I think she's really warming up, don't you?
Phyllis tastes the stew. She is not pleased. She picks up a bottle of wine and pours half of it into the stew.
Can't put wine in hobo stew.
Oh, of course you can, Annie. What goes What goes better with a red meat soup than wine?
Nice save.
Really good.
Nice save, nice save.
Phyllis dumps the rest of the bottle in, and we are at intermission.
Thank God.
Two
All right.
shots
Upside down
of
milking a
vodka.
cow?
No, I'm dumping 2
I
bottles
know what you were
in.
trying to
If
do.
it was
Just-
this,
Look like he-
No, she's making fun of
I
me
know
trying
what
to
I'm
drive.
doing. I know what I'm doing
So
in all of those situations.
So we're gonna do 8:55 for intermission. Give us plenty of time.
Refill our drinks.
Refill our drinks. I might order some hot box cookies for the hell of it.
That's such a good idea.
Right? And a little ice cream too. So we'll be back in about 15-ish.
We got that Ben
Oh.
and Jerry's in our freezer.
Oh, bring me some.
Yeah, right? Just
I
come
think
over.
I'm visiting all of your houses. So just like
Right.
throw some food.
Make a
out on
tour.
the
Yeah,
What?
come on over.
Well, I'll tell y'all
What's
What's
what.
for vaxxed?
to feed all of
I made the
anyone.
best fried chicken I've ever made in my life
Okay.
the
Al,
other
why would you
day.
tell me this?
Address
It
in
was
chat. Do I bring the kids with me?
Yes!
good.
Yes!
If I'm fully vaccinated, can I just go to all of your houses?
Yes!
Do some porch passing?
Hey, all I'm saying is once we all get vaxxed, we can throw like a family affair thing at
Let's
our
do
place,
it.
and we'll just
It's
like
like-
make some food.
Can we rent like a gazebo in like Tower Grove Park?
You could
Yes.
you could just all show up and be like, I'm
I
here
was
now.
gonna say we're not gonna rent it. Mm-mm.
Right, dollars. You don't
You just
actually
go in and
rent
you
them.
own
You,
it.
We
like,
don't have
tell
muffler
them.
man money over here, okay?
I mean, I have a house. We can
Okay.
hang in
Right.
the backyard.
I think that could
Yeah,
work.
we got a big backyard too, with a grill
Right.
and a fire pit and everything.
Oh
So
my god, Mel would love the grilling. She'd lose her mind.
Mhm.
You'd meet Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew, do you want me to just bring you the food or are you going to come up?
Oh, come
Or
on.
do you know? Okay.
Oop.
I think I always forget that you two are in the same house because
We try to forget it too.
Yeah, we try to forget it too.
That's fair.
Well, Reggie's up my butt. So I'm gonna go.
I'll throw a picture of my knickknackery in the group chat. I may have heard that on the like in the movie and just like retained it until I had this thing set up and I was like, this is my knickknackery. This is where my knickknacks go. Okay. I'm going away now.
Okay. Do I want? No, that's not enough.
Sorry, y'all. Animation with a baby.
Who's that? Should I lights on? Let's lights on. Regina. Hey!
It's me.
Yay!
Need some letters.
You all are doing an amazing job, by the way. I don't know if y'all know how awesome that you all are. I just want to let you know that you are all awesome kings and queens in your respective quarantines. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I like it when we can know who we're helping. I think that's it's more impactful for me to know the person. Of course, you know, the organizations we've helped have been, you know, worthy or what have you, or what is worthy? We're not going to use that. Have been good, but it's good to know that whatever dollars happen, and you're going to have to keep us updated.
Sorry.
Oh no, somebody's not happy.
Oh,
yeah, my voice does that to babies.
No, it's because I won't let her smear barbecue sauce all over my laptop. So that's why.
What the
I
heck?
want
Why
you to
not?
know, my wife heard baby crying and was like, I want a third.
Oh, I have
was like-
5 in case y'all, you know.
I got my 2. I am happy.
The proper response to that is, I want a divorce.
Well, John, you're just saying that because you don't want to do the sleep regressions again.
Yeah, well, I want a divorce, and neither of us are getting what we want. So
Somebody is finally calming the fuck down. She's been up my butt all first time. I fed her, and now she's good.
They live now, y'all. I don't know if I can keep them quiet for much longer, but please turn the light back on. Thank you.
Jasmine's just gonna be in the dark for all of Act 2. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I am the prophet. I am not casting my cards in a while, so.
What, Reginald? Why are you staring at me? I'll have to make the Venmo donation over at some point. We've got 150 in Venmo that we're gonna transfer over to Cash App for you.
Oh, that's reminding me right now.
Nice. Okay, thank you. I am taking I guess it's now the time that I tell what I'm doing with the proceeds, or do I wait chicken nuggets? Stop it.
Give another 3 minutes, and then we'll go back and we'll go back in
Okay. I'm gonna try and get rid of Jasmine's baby. Or else Jasmine gonna have a baby in the second act, and with all of these stereotypes, it's far right in the script. What, DeMarco? Yes, DeMarco. Tootie poked you in the cheek. Is your cheek okay? You say hi to my friends.
Hi, DeMarco.
DeMarco.
We're doing a reading. Is your cheek okay? Let me see. You want to kiss it? Let me kiss it. Was it that cheek or the other cheek? It was that cheek. Is it better now? Okay. And hey, what are you doing in my kitchen? No, come out of my kitchen. You got some chicken rings? Okay, that's not a chicken ring.
Not eat mine.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in the brown house.
I feel like our households are very similar. Earlier today, the girls were cleaning their room, and Willa came out and Sarah put her own toy away angrily, and Willa's like, "She did this." And I was like, "Baby girl, I don't care. Go pick up.
Right.
Use a fire hazard.
Okay, well, Dennis.
Uh-oh.
That's sorry. Come here,
Not
Dennis.
Dennis.
Stop, Sophia. Come here, Dennis. He don't want that chicken ring. You gonna come up here? No? All right.
Okay, I'm trying your cash tag and I'm not having any luck. Am I?
Mine-
It has
I was
one
able to-
extra dollar sign on it.
I got it.
Oh.
I just sent mine. So if you get one from Helen Handbag, that's
Yeah, it's just $1. Oh, let me make sure. Hold on.
Yeah, get an update on some dollars. That'll be fun to hear.
yes.
Let's see.
Is it
Totals.
dollar at FFA?
Yeah, I got
It's
Helena
just $1.
handbag.
That's me.
Stop it.
AJA M.
It's just $1 sign.
Right.
Oh,
Hey,
it
we
is
got $81 so for him.
Awesome.
And all of the proceeds, if y'all, I don't know if it's time to stop, Sophia.
Just go ahead.
All of the proceeds are going towards my face paint business. I don't know if you all know or not, but I paint faces, and I had accumulated a lot of things: a tent, a Coleman camping kitchen that I, would set up and paint from, and I lost all of that. All my brushes, like it's all gone. So, that's one of the things I kind of put on the back burners because there's still stipulations around COVID about how I'm going to paint faces. But I am excited to get back to painting faces. This is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done for the community, and I do it for free. So I want to continue to be able to do that because there are so many kids that I've painted who said this is my first time because my parents could never afford it. And face paint should honestly, it's a luxury, but I felt like it shouldn't be something that a child has to decide. Well, I know I'm not gonna ask my mama because I know she can't afford it.
Agreed.
So, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with the proceeds. I'm gonna get a tent, get some paint, and if I gotta just stand outside and paint the kids in the community like I used to, that's what I plan on doing. Okay, get the bottle. Just get the bottle. Thanks. Look, she got her bottle, I got mine. But
Wow.
you ain't see that. You ain't see that.
Didn't see what?
Exactly, Annie. Exactly.
Mhm. Well,
These will be y'all names forever. I hope y'all know that.
That's fine.
Oh, please. As many characters as we've had, not even just in this one. In this one, I'm surprised that I haven't been treated for what's the correct term, Kelsey, for multiple personalities now? Dissociative identity?
Yes.
DID.
I'm not as familiar with that branch of the mental health field as I am with developmental disabilities, but I think so.
Well, I haven't played a dad in a hot minute, and so I'm like beginning to lose my identity.
I mean,
feel
it's
like
still,
Patrick has
it's
played some
still-
more fathers recently.
It's so weird that you got to call him daddy tonight. I was like,
I know.
Well, Claire has some racy lines.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, they got a lot of that.
You
out
know
of
some stuff you shouldn't know. Like I feel like I should be calling somebody about you.
There was a throbbing.
yeah. So
You know.
we got put on mute. So
Feelings are hard.
feelings are very hard. I mean, y'all saw what we did Inside Out. So
I blocked it.
you did so good in it.
I was talking about that. I was just talking about it because like I don't like having feelings, so I just ignore them, put them in a
So you are the stereotypical
As
white
the
mother.
resident junior psychologist, I would like to point out that is not the healthiest of options.
Did you just Kelsey a little bit?
That's exactly what just happened.
It's the resident.
I hear
I'll
you.
bore
I
witness to it.
respect you.
Yes.
However, I like to process my emotions in a controlled setting.
All right, before I tell everybody what we got coming up, it's just one thing. I just have to go back to my favorite thing. Does anyone have Danny's actual address for this fire?
I'm not setting any fires today.
I think we're just doing a callback to the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I
I
just wanted. I just wanted.
I just like the way that you
One
said it like
little
it's like a regular
backup.
thing.
Backup safety.
Yeah. All right. So, Asia's told us what she's raising the money for. I put the Cash App link in the YouTube once. I'll put it in again as we get Act 2 going because I don't think Annie has a line for a minute. But our next one, we're going full circle because we'll be doing this a year, which is yay, and also what the fuck, guys. Could have had this, and then after this next one, we're kind of taking a little bit of a pause. So on was it the 16th? Ginger?
Yeah, May
Thank you.
16th. It's a matinee, y'all.
It's a Sunday matinee. I'm kind of hoping for some rain that day so we can be like the movie, the Rain Out movie.
Yeah, like during the baseball game.
yes, very that. So we're doing Clue again for that fire prevention.
We'll see how much we've learned in a year.
Well, here's the fun part. None of us are
Nothing.
playing our original parts. Exactly.
Yeah,
None
we
of us
replaced
are.
Mona with Chica Barnfeld, which I'm excited about.
I am like ready for Jonathan to get these bit roles. I'm ready to get to interact with him as Mrs. Peacock. Also, also group. I want suggestions for how we can fix the Mrs. Peacock was a man line.
Oh yeah, that's probably
What is
good.
that line? Did I delete it from
I
my
forgot
brain?
about that.
It's like the Mounties. We always get our man. Mrs. Peacock was a man. Bang in the second ending.
I mean, we could just jump in with that is not what we say, and that's not how we talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just don't want to be like the end of Soap Dish, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Oh, that movie's so good.
Be what?
You have to watch Disclosure.
Soap Dish.
I know I do for our pond.
Well, that's next month. That's next month. I'm not even worrying about that yet. But no, we're doing Clue.
That's
Again.
tomorrow, Kelsey's problem.
Yes, future Kelsey's problem. We're
That's
doing
right,
Clue.
future Kelsey.
We're doing Clue, and we're doing it again as we started raising money for MTUG.
Woohoo!
So, and I'm just gonna put this out there as well. If y'all aren't supporting trans organizations right now and advocating on behalf of trans folk, especially trans children, we gonna have problems. That's all I'm saying about that. So, without further ado, Mona, take us into Act 2. That's all I got.
Okay.
Freeze frame. Frozen image of Phyllis pouring wine into the stew. Velda speaks.
Encouraging drunkenness.
A slide of Phyllis lying on the floor being tended to by Officer Bill.
And debauchery.
A slide of Phyllis and the Wilderness Girls dancing wildly with several 12-year-old boys.
She's a total degenerate.
A slide of Phyllis herding the girls into a car outside the courthouse. Phyllis is shielding her face from the camera with her purse.
Look at her. Can you believe she took little children to a divorce court? That's right. Hide your face, you harlot.
The slide changes to an upside-down picture of Cleo and Velda in mother-daughter hunting garb, pointing rifles at the camera, looking menacing.
That's my last year's vacation. How'd that get in there? Well, I think you've seen enough.
Yes, I'm sure you have. Annie hits the lights, revealing that we are in Francis Temple's office at the Wilderness Girls headquarters. Annie turns off the projector, and Velda turns to Francis, who is flipping through Annie's notebook.
I believe this evidence proves conclusively, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the Beverly Hills troops should be stripped of their uniforms and officially disbanded, and that Ms. Phyllis Neffler should be tossed out on her butt.
How did you collect this information, Velda?
I can't reveal my sources.
Well, there was that. Well, wait, no. Well, your sources have shown that Mrs. Neffler has taken an active interest in these girls, and perhaps this troop has finally found its niche. I mean, her methods may be unorthodox, and those marriage batches may be, unusual, but I think we'll keep her for a while.
Velda's face drops.
And by the way, Velda, we don't go around tossing our leaders out on their butts. Well, there was at one time back in 58. It turned out she was knocking over gas stations on the weekends. We had to let her go. And, it was such a shame because, okay, 'cause she had a lot of business going on.
In the interior of Velda's office by day, a blow up of Phyllis's face serves as a target as Velda throws darts at it. Annie winces with each bullseye.
Our commander-in-chief is one step away from the wacky wagon. If Frances Temple has her way, there'll be nothing left of this organization by the time I take over.
So I guess I don't have to spy on Mrs. Neffler anymore?
Wrong! I think it's time to redouble our efforts, and I want you to move in with Neffler.
Move in with her?
That way nothing will get past you.
Annie is less than enthusiastic.
Attention, Kmart shoppers!
Interior of Phyllis's guest room, evening. A suitcase lies open on the bed as Annie unpacks. Phyllis reacts with awe to Annie's polyester wardrobe.
The fumigator said I may not be able to go back into my apartment for weeks.
Feel free to stay here as long as you want, Annie.
That's awfully nice of you.
Annie sets up a silver-framed photograph on the night table. It's a picture of Velda being awarded a citation. It's inscribed, "To Annie, work harder, your supervisor, Velda Plinder."
Charming woman.
You think so? Most people don't see that. I owe her a lot. I was working a dead-end job at a discount store when Velda gave me a chance at a real career. She taught me everything I know about the Wilderness Girls and ammunition.
Well, that will be useful if we ever decide to declare war on the Girl Scouts. So, what do you do for fun? Do you have a boyfriend or anything?
Well, it depends on what you mean by boyfriend. If you mean a man I go out with, no. If you mean like a boy who's just a friend, no.
The doorbell rings downstairs.
Well, I'll have to find someone for you. Someone rich, handsome, and charming. Hey, I'm going to be single soon. Maybe I better find two of them.
Rosa enters looking concerned.
Mrs. Neffler, it's Chica. She's downstairs and she seems really upset.
Chica, upset? How can you tell?
We cut to the interior of the library just afterwards. Chica's there. She's holding back tears. Phyllis sits beside her, genuinely concerned.
Chica, what is it, sweetheart?
I better go. It was so stupid to come over here.
She gets up.
Chica, sit down.
No, I better go.
At least wait until I can call your parents to pick you up.
My parents are in Monte Carlo.
Well, then it'll take them a while to get here. So why don't you sit down and talk with me?
It was a last-minute trip. They didn't mean to be gone for my birthday.
Of course they did. They love you very much.
Rosa comes in with a box of Kleenex and Phyllis goes to her.
Those sleazebags left their daughter on her birthday.
Give me 10 minutes.
We cut to the interior of the kitchen later. It's dark. The lights flicker on, and we see Phyllis and Chica in the doorway, arm in arm. Rosa, Annie, and Hannah, in her nightgown, are standing around the kitchen table, on which there is a giant enchilada with "Happy Birthday, Chica" spelled out in olives and candles on top.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Happy birthday! Oh, wait.
Hannah walks up to Chica and gives her a bowl with a goldfish in it.
Happy birthday.
Phyllis looks at her daughter with pride while she reaches down to take a fingerful of birthday cake frosting. She tastes it.
Didn't have any cake.
It's fabulous, Rosa. A birthday enchilada.
Chica blows out her candles and then reaches up and kisses Phyllis on the cheek. Everybody sings. Please don't. Exterior back of the Neffler house at night. A cozy, warm night light comes through the kitchen window where we see the loving little birthday group. Off-key strains of Happy Birthday, oh, they heard us, waft out of the night. In the interior of Freddie's guest house at the same time, Freddie lights comfortably on a futon with Smurf sheets askew, an empty pizza box on the bed. He stares into the darkness, listening as the birthday serenade ends with a loud and incredibly off-key note by Phyllis.
The fuck it is.
Yeah. Way to go, Kelsey. He sings and tries to go to sleep. He sighs and tries to go to sleep. We cut to the exterior of the loading dock of a warehouse. The dock is covered with hundreds of cartons of Wilderness Girl cookies. The parking area in front, parking area, Jesus, Joseph and Mary. The parking area in front of the dock is filled with girls and their troop leaders from the district. Velda stands on the dock, clipboard in hand.
All right, troops, we'll be taking your orders in a few minutes. Do not requisition more cookies than you can sell. And don't forget that any hardworking troop that sells 1,000 boxes or more will attend the annual jamboree.
Phyllis, Annie, Rosa, and the girls are standing in the crowd. Phyllis leans over to a kindly troop leader next to her.
That jamboree thing sounds fabulous. My troop is definitely going. Exactly. What is a jamboree?
What's the difference? The only one who ever sells 1,000 cookies are the Red Feathers. They're Plender's pets, and her daughter's one of them.
Sergeant Plender is a mother? Somehow that makes her seem almost human.
Obviously, you haven't met her daughter.
We angle on the Red Feather standing in the crowd, smiling smugly. Each little girl is equipped with a mover's dolly, preparing to load.
We'll sell 1,000 boxes easy. Everyone who bought from me last year has pledged. And the ones who didn't buy from me last year have mysteriously changed their minds.
Yeah, it's amazing how good those cookies taste after a hard day of removing toilet paper from your trees and bushes.
We angle on Velda on the loading dock, overseeing the delivery men as they unload the last few cartons. Phyllis, in high heels, clambers up to the dock, ungracefully but enthusiastically. Velda turns to see her and does a slow burn.
Bonjour, Commandant. Happy Cookie Day. I know you're really busy, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that my girls have earned scats and patches in record time.
I'm fully aware of what your troop has done.
Phyllis beckons her in and lowers her voice to a conspiratorial tone.
I think it would be nice if you just said something to them about it.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something to you in private, but maybe now is a better time. I happen to know all those so-called patches have nothing to do with Wilderness Ways as I know it, or anyone else in their right mind knows it. I've spoken to Francis Temple about this, and I am hereby revoking said patches so that you and those little frou-frous do not prance around with them illicitly. You will turn them in before you leave here today. Now get off my dock.
We angle on Velda as she starts to address the crowd.
Okay, we'll start with the Mar Vista troop. How many boxes are you taking?
40. 40 boxes.
I can't hear you.
42.
That's better. Not much better.
Back to Phyllis in the background. We can hear Velda going on calling Inglewood, Carthay, Hawthorne, etc. The girls all look disappointed.
She says we have to turn in our patches today.
She make my whole asshole itch.
Oh my God. Well, darling, that sounds like a problem. I warned you about watching cable. Do you need a cream?
Angel and Velda still running her spiel from the dock.
Culver City, the lovely and talented Red Feathers. How many boxes are you little soldiers going to sell, as if I need to ask?
1,000.
The Red Feathers are filled with prissy pride. Angel on Phyllis and the other girls.
Look, girls, I know that you earned every one of those patches. You know it too. You did your own way. You did it your own way. And that's unique and fabulous. Maybe Velda doesn't understand our patches, but there's one thing she does understand. Cookies. And I think we can sell enough cookies to make her eat her words. What do you say?
With a flourish, Hannah removes her sash of patches and tosses it to her mom.
She can have the patches. I'm still a wilderness girl.
Flores.
Chica steps forward and puts her sash into Phyllis's hands.
No big deal. Too many accessories clutter the outfit.
Tiffany takes hers off and gives it to Phyllis.
Normally I'd ask for a refund, but this one's on the house.
All the other girls step forward and continue piling their sashes into Phyllis's arms. Phyllis is moved, and Rosa steps up to her.
Patches? We don't need no stinking patches. Now, how many boxes of cookies are we going to sell?
A look of hope and tough resolve comes over Phyllis's face. The girls see it and are ready to go for it. Even Annie is swept up into the feeling.
You didn't call Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Angle
Yeah.
on Velda. She grimaces and looks disgustedly in Phyllis's direction.
Beverly Hills.
2,000 boxes.
The girls are psyched. The Red Feathers are pissed. Phyllis and Velda lock eyes. We cut to the interior of Phyllis's car the next day. Phyllis is driving. Lily, Emily, and Tiffany are in the back seat. Hannah is in the front. Every available empty space in the car is filled with boxes of cookies. Phyllis pulls up to a corner and stops. Tiffany and Lily get out, carrying Giorgio shopping bags stuffed with cookies.
I'll be back to get you in exactly 45 minutes.
So what's my cut for selling these?
Tiffany.
Sorry, old habits die hard.
In another Beverly Hills neighborhood at the same time, we see Annie's car, a gremlin with a lot of Sierra Club stickers on the back, pulls up and stops. She too has a load of girls and cookies. Lily and Tessa get out. In yet another Beverly Hills neighborhood at the same time, we see Rosa's car, a small primered beat up Pinto with religious statues on the dash, pulls to a stop. Emily and Jasmine jump out. In the interior of the front door by day, the occupant's point of view as the door opens to Claire and Hannah.
Hello, we're selling cookies. It's for a very good cause. Would you like to buy some?
Reveal the occupant of the house. It's Rod Stewart in a kimono.
I'd love to, but I just bought 4 boxes from some other little girls.
Claire and Hannah look at each other, puzzled. Down the street, a minute later, they see Cleo and Jamie running down the sidewalk from a house carrying cookie cartons. They jump into a Jeep full of Red Feathers and pull away, Velda at the wheel. Another door opens, and Dom DeLuise stands there holding several boxes of cookies, munching on one as he speaks.
Sorry, kids. I'm on a diet. 6 boxes is all I can eat.
Emily and Jasmine are confused. There's more negative reaction for Tiffany and Chica and Lily and Teresa. A residential street that afternoon, new line where, oh, Jesus Christ. I fucking hate you so much, Ginger. A residential street that afternoon where Rosa, Annie, and Phyllis's car are parked outside along the curb. The women are standing, I can hear her laughing all the way downstairs. Are standing by the cars having a meeting. The girls wait in the cars.
Those Red Feathers covered every inch of our turf.
I don't understand this. They deliberately ruined it for our girls. That's not what this organization is about, is it?
Well, there are some people in this organization, one in particular, who believe that winning is what's important no matter who you have to step on along the way.
Call me a babe in the woods, but when I took that pledge, I believed all that stuff about being honest and fair and friends and sisters. I guess I was wrong.
No, you're right. That's absolutely true. That's exactly what it says in the code, and some of us have just forgotten it. Wilderness girls should be sisters, not enemies. You're supposed to sell cookies in your own neighborhood.
Well, Beverly Hills is our neighborhood, and it's about time this neighborhood got behind us. Damn it.
At this moment, a police car rolls to a stop in front of Phyllis. The officer
Hey,
approaches,
Cap.
one hand on his holstered weapon. What the fuck?
Hey, Cap.
Let's see some IDs, ladies. What are you doing here?
George, it's me, Mrs. Neffler from Beverly Drive.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Neffler. I'm trying to watch anything suspicious around here, like people. Hey, cab. Have a nice day.
Phyllis and Rosa get into their cars. Annie gets into hers and backs out, pulling the film out of her camera. She throws it out and her notebook. Throws it and her notebook into somebody's garbage can. We cut to the interior of the Neffler living room that night. All the parents that we met are seated around the living room facing Phyllis and Annie. There's a silver coffee service on the table beside stacks of Wilderness Girls cookies. In addition to the parents that we've already met, we see Chica's parents, Bitsy and Arthur Barnfell, the creme de la creme of Beverly Hills Conservative Society. Phyllis is running a meeting with Annie at her side.
1 second. Laptop dying. And so, as the parents of these little girls, you have a wonderful opportunity to show support for your children.
Arthur, maybe it's time for you and me to get a little more involved with our Chica.
I couldn't agree more. Poor Ron and Nancy didn't with Patty, and look what happened.
If you're just trying to sell 2,000 boxes of cookies, why don't we just buy them?
The other parents agree.
I agree.
Quiet.
What?
That was my first impulse too, but apparently it's not the way it's done. It's important for the girls to get their neighbors involved. It enhances community spirit.
Rosa enters the room and beckons to Phyllis.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
The parents start talking amongst themselves as Phyllis leaves. We cut to the interior of the Neffler hallway. Freddie is in the foyer with Hannah. As Phyllis enters, the telephone rings and Rosa comes into the hallway.
It's the travel agent.
I can't talk to her right now. Just tell her to cancel.
Do you mean both locations?
The whole vacation. I can't go. I've got cookies to sell.
Freddie is impressed. He also notices the Wilderness Girl lived-in motif of the living room.
Place looks different.
Yes, I've gotten some from postmodern to early campground. It works for me. How was the circus?
We didn't go. We went to a seminar on foreclosures instead.
Foreclosures? Maybe next week, Dad and Lisa will take you to an eviction party.
There's a horn honking outside. Phyllis looks out the front door.
Honk.
Lisa is in her car with the motor running. She's obliviously flossing her teeth in the rearview mirror. You're fired. You're fucking fired.
I needed to move it to this so we can mark the parts. I'm sorry.
This is awesome. I don't know, like, this is great.
Really, Freddie? Shouldn't you entertain your children separately?
You're right. It was a bad idea.
I haven't seen you for a while. How's the new condo?
It's okay. I rented some furniture from the Divorced Guys R Us.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you came to the parents' meeting.
Actually, I can't really stay.
It'll only be about an hour. Lisa can just pull into the garage and wait with the motor running.
Interior of Lisa's Porsche a minute later, parked outside the Neffler's house. Freddie gets into the passenger seat.
Only somebody with a bitch and wig like this could afford a Porsche, okay? What does she want from you now?
True.
She wanted me to stay for the meeting about Hannah's troop.
Take. That woman's a total trip.
Well, the Wilderness Girls are really important to Hannah. You're a little too young to understand this, but After all, she'll always be my wife.
What?
I said she'll always be my daughter.
You said she'll always be my wife.
So I made a mistake.
Well, that makes two of us.
Lisa floors the accelerator angrily, and we cut to the living room a little bit later.
But I don't see why we can't do it. We simply lease the cookies out, write off the depreciation, then buy them back. We write the whole deal off to it as a tax shelter.
Almost everyone voices skepticism.
That sounds like a lot of work for a little bit of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Forget it. The IRS shut down all the cookie shelters last year. Look, it's obvious that we don't have a solution here. Phyllis, what can we do?
I'm so glad you asked. The girls and I have come up with some fabulous ideas to get the whole neighborhood involved.
We cut to Carol Bayer, Sager, and Burt Bacharach sharing a bench on a white.
I'm not doing this to y'all.
I did
harmonizing
that
to
on
the
purpose.
tune. Do you know the way to San Jose?
Nope.
Do you
You
know
know the
today's
day,
cookie day?
Angle on Claire, Jasmine, Tiffany, Hannah, and Phyllis. They are singing back up, wearing their uniforms, doing a Motown girl group gestures.
Woo, woo,
Whoa,
woo.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
A wider shot to reveal the entire show is coming from a platform on the back of a flatbed truck,
Girl.
stuffed in the middle of Beverly Hills. I don't know which is worse, Slave the Whales or that one. Emily, Lily, Chica, and Tessa start selling cookies to the receptive crowd while the song continues. Interior of the movie studio, the president's office the next day. In a huge mahogany paneled office, with antique furniture and movie posters, Michael de Blasio and Tessa sit across the desk from Mickey Ratzenberg, the studio head.
Michael, we love you. I've got final cut, 2 million and gross participation. What more do you want?
Tessa whispers in Michael's ear, Oliver North attorney? What?
I think it was supposed to be Ella Oliver North Attorney.
I love you too, Mickey. But the cookie thing is important to me.
How important?
It's a deal breaker.
I'll have to talk it over with business affairs.
Look, Mobfather 2 will make a fortune for the studio, and you know it. So buy the cookies or we go to Disney.
All right. I'll buy 10 boxes, but only because we're family.
Satisfied, de Blasio picks up a pen and the contract as Tessa produces 10 boxes of cookies. We cut to the interior of a restaurant at night. Emily and Jasmine roam among the tables with trays of cookies around their necks.
Cigars, cigarettes, cookies.
We cut to the doorway. Phyllis and Wolfgang Puck watch approvingly as the girls do brisk business. Phyllis shakes Wolfgang's hand.
Thank you so much, Wolfie.
And I have a little special surprise for you. Phyllis, what do you think?
Wolfgang holds out a pizza made from Wilderness Girl cookies.
Cookie pizza. Wolfie, you're a genius.
I know.
We cut to the interior of Dr. Honigman's office and reception room. An older Beverly Hills matron, walking a little funny, sidles up to the nurse at the reception desk. Dr. Honigman, in a lab coat, follows behind her and puts her chart down on the desk.
Dr. Honigman, I can't tell you what this buttocks lift has done for my self-esteem.
When we lift the tushy, we elevate the soul.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's a tattoo. waiting
Angle
to
on
happen.
Tiffany, seated in one of the waiting room chairs with stacks of cookies next to her and a calculator and a cash box on her lap. She's surrounded by a group of aging matrons in various stages of recovery. They are listening to her intently.
Yes, it's true. I eat these cookies every day as part of my beauty plan, and I am 54 years old.
She's doing a land office business. In the exterior of Beverly Hills residential street, we close on a sign, free valet parking with purchase of Wilderness Girls cookies. The girls are taking car keys from garden partygoers and selling cookies. Phyllis, Annie, and Rosa are parking cars. Oh no, the script jumped. Hold on. Where'd it go? In the interior of Britanno's bookstore by day, a bookstore where Vicky Sprance is sitting next to the Malibu Bitch display, a big blow up of the cover and piles of the book. People are lined up waiting for her to autograph copies, and we pan over to Claire sitting at the next table selling cookies. The sign next to her reads, "Have your cookies autographed by Claire Sprance, star of TV's Winnie and the Winklemans." The cookies are selling like hotcakes. We cut to the exterior of Jane Fonda's workout. Chica, Hannah, and Lily are standing in front of the building behind a cookie stand. Two portly matrons in expensive workout clothes walk towards the entrance and notice the girls. Hannah shakes a box of cookies at them tantalizingly. The women do a take to the cookie stand, a take to the workout entrance, and then make their choice. Happily, they waddle over to the cookie stand.
Why they
In the
gotta be
exterior-
waddle?
It's in the script. You could have
I
fixed
know,
it, but
I
you
know.
could have fixed a lot of things. Exterior of Rodeo Collection Plaza. A fashion show is in progress. The MC, of course, Robin Leach.
Mrs. Ricardo Montalban.
Mrs. Montalban comes out twirling. Her ball gown is the color of a Wilderness Girl's uniform. Ricardo M. approves.
Is wearing a ball gown in this season's hottest style, the wilderness look, Mrs. Kirk Douglas. Dressed for lunch at Le Bistro or a walk in the woods.
Mrs. Douglas comes out in the Wilderness tailored luncheon suit, and Kirk loves it. Girls from the top sell cookies to the spectators.
And now Mrs. Phyllis Neffler.
Phyllis comes out, modeling her uniform in all of its glory, doing an elaborate runway shtick.
Mrs. Neffler is the culprit behind this khaki mania, and her ensemble is the epitome of this season's hottest trend.
Phyllis grabs Robin's mic.
And if you like your haute couture, you'll love our home cuisine. Buy some cookies today.
It's khaki wishes and cookie dreams, ladies and gentlemen.
We cut to Hannah and Chica.
Your mom is cool. She put this whole thing together.
Yeah, she's amazing. I wish my dad could see it.
In the interior of Velda's office, Velda is seated at her desk, stapling papers. The phone rings and Velda answers. We intercut with Phyllis at home.
Blender here.
Velda, Phyllis Neffler, have I got a surprise for you? We didn't sell 2,000 boxes of cookies.
That's no surprise for me, Neffler. I knew you couldn't.
We sold 4,732 boxes. Isn't that fabulous?
Velda staples her hand.
The Barnfells are throwing a gala tonight, and we'd love you to come by for the check presentation. 8-ish, 770 Hillcrest, across from that ghastly mansion. See you then. Ta-ta.
Phyllis hangs up. Velda waits for a beat and then reacts to the pain in her hand. We cut to the exterior Barnfels mansion at night. A Wilderness Girl themed gala is going on in the, oh my God, why? A Wilderness Girls themed gala is going on in the spacious backyard of a lovely mansion. Come up on the combo playing a dance tune. They're all dressed in khaki outfits. We pan across the yard to see tents, candles, dancing, and a lot of waiters circulating with champagne, caviar, and cookies. The waiters wear wilderness outfits with Bermuda shorts. The partiers are all Beverly Hills glitterati, including the parents of the troupe.
You've made the wilderness chic.
Thank you for throwing this fabulous party.
Bitsy dear.
You're
no.
on mute, baby.
Muted, Angel.
Oh no, she's mute.
Oh, please. I want to thank you for giving my little girl a birthday party while we were away.
Chica tells us that your troupe is going to a jamboree in 2 weeks. What's that going to be like?
Between you and me, I have no idea.
Moments later, Rosa finds Phyllis in the crowd. She's leading a drop-dead sexy lady by the hand. It's Annie.
Mrs. Neffler, meet Cinderella.
Annie, what happened? You're gorgeous.
That's a read.
Whatever's true is true, my darling.
Hannah did my face and Rosa raided your closet. You really like it?
Are you kidding? Watch this. Oh, George.
Phyllis taps the shoulder of the man standing nearby. He turns, and we recognize George Hamilton.
George Hamilton, meet Annie Herman.
Enchanté, beautiful lady. Come here. They're playing our song.
He cha-chas her off screen. Annie looks scared yet pleased. Phyllis watches them dance. Michael de Blasio approaches Phyllis, who cha-chas a little by herself.
Phyllis, you're a visionary. Tessa told me your idea about using Emily's dad in the picture.
It would be great for both of them if you could give him a small part.
A small part? Are you kidding? Meet the mob father.
He steps back to reveal Ross Coleman, transformed into the Don himself, complete with cotton-stuffed cheeks and a vintage tuxedo. De Blasio and his star walk off as Freddie appears at Phyllis's side.
Hey, it's Troop Leader of the Year.
Hi, Freddie.
Gotta hand it to you, Phil. You really did it. You've really turned yourself around.
Have I?
And you look really great. Different somehow. I don't know.
Where's Lisa? Or is it past her bedtime?
Way past. I'm not seeing her anymore.
Oh?
Anyway, let's say I'm really proud of you.
Phyllis looks at Freddie and smiles.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sort of proud of me, too.
Listen, Phil, something I need to talk to you about.
That's you, babe. Your line is
Sorry, Neffler.
Phyllis and Freddie turn as Velda approaches, looking and feeling completely out of place.
Velda, I'm so glad you made it. Freddie, this is Velda Plunder, my commander-in-chief.
Hi, good to meet you. Let's talk a little later, okay?
I believe you have something for me.
Absolument.
She produces the check with a flourish and addresses the crowd.
Attention, mes amis. I want you all to welcome our esteemed district leader, Velda Plunder, who's been gracious enough to stop by to acknowledge the achievement of our fabulous Beverly Hills Wilderness girls, who sold almost $10,000 worth of cookies.
Everyone applauds and cheers. Velda smiles and fumes.
So now it's on to the annual jamboree where our girls will compete for the ultimate honor of being next year's poster troop. Isn't that exciting?
More applause. Velda snatches the check from Phyllis and exits as the band launches into a rock and roll number. On Velda, as she makes her way through the dancing crowd, she freezes. She sees Annie getting down with George. Annie is unaware of Velda's presence until George whirls her around and they're face to face. Now, Annie's turn to freeze.
You Benedict Arnold. Your history, Herman.
Up yours, Velda.
Annie calmly turns and resumes dancing as Velda backs away dumbstruck. Freddie and Phyllis are seated at a small table near the pool having a drink.
So you don't hate me anymore?
Of course not. I've never hated you, Freddie. Oh, I was angry and I was hurt, but now I realize that our splitting up has been really positive.
Positive?
I mean, constructive. I think I've really grown these past few months.
She's saying, I'm reborn, love me again. He's hearing, I'm better off without you.
Yeah, you really are.
So, what is it you wanted to talk to me about?
Hannah.
What about Hannah?
Well, ever since we separated, I've realized how much she means to me.
You realize you have a daughter? Sorry, I'm just interrupting you.
I wasn't ready for that. When the divorce is final, I want joint custody of Hannah.
Phyllis slams down her wine glass, stunned, and fights back tears as she stares at the table.
That's what you wanted to talk to me about?
Phyllis, I'm not here to hurt you, but she's my daughter, and I'd like to have her on the weekends. Now, I've got my own place. I want to set up a room for her and get her own car and...
Splat. Phyllis throws a full glass of Chardonnay in Freddie's face. She rises suddenly, turns abruptly, and walks directly into the pool. Phyllis is soaked, mortified, but unbowed. As she makes her way to the pool ladder, climbs out, and leaves the party. The other guests stare after her, and then all turn to Freddie.
We're going through a divorce.
All of the guests nod and murmur understanding. They've all been there. We cut to the interior of Hannah's bedroom. Hannah is packing a small suitcase, and Phyllis comes in.
I washed your yellow sweatshirt for you.
She holds out a once yellow shirt that is now gray and bleach stained. Hannah takes it from her.
Thanks, Mom. Rosa will be back before you do any more of my laundry, won't she?
I'm sure she will.
Where did she go?
Mexico. Her grandmother died.
Again?
Hannah finishes packing, carefully placing her collection of plastic horses into her bag.
You're taking your horses.
Well, Dad thought I should keep some stuff at his house.
Phyllis is stung. Hannah closes her bag and picks it up.
Well, there's tons of food in the freezer. Don't stay up too late. And you have Dad's number. If you need anything, just call me.
I'm a grown woman, Hannah. I can take care of myself. I'll be fine.
Phyllis gives Hannah a hug.
Ready, Peaches?
Hannah exits, and we hold on Phyllis as we hear the door close. Freddie's car start and drive away. In the interior of the upstairs hallway, Phyllis exits Hannah's room and heads to her own, and then the doorbell rings. Phyllis is excited and rushes down the stairs, just knowing that Hannah has returned. Phyllis reaches for the front door, opens it, and finds Velda.
It's Velda, bitch. You thought that was pretty cute last night, didn't you, Neffler? Putting on a show for your hotsy-totsy friends? Well, you didn't just embarrass me. You embarrassed the wilderness girls of America.
I never intended to embarrass anyone.
You're dangerous, Neffler. You think this is all a game, but my survival competition is no joke. That's the real wilderness out there, not some Beverly Hills backyard. It's mountains and swamps and wild animals, and they don't take credit cards. You and your flock of brats don't stand a chance. I'm warning you, somebody's going to get hurt, maybe even killed, and it will be all your fault.
Phyllis is stunned, speechless. Velda turns to leave and then stops.
Oh, I almost forgot. Don't expect any help from Annie Herman. She's been working undercover for me all along. We've got enough on you to keep you out of the wilderness, girls, forever.
Velda smiles and hands Phyllis a stack of Annie's snapshots and leaves. Phyllis numbly examines the photos, feeling totally betrayed. We cut to the interior of Freddie's condo. It's basically an empty apartment with the exception of a few pieces provided by Divorced Guys R Us. He and Hannah are sitting on the floor in front of a small TV and VCR.
Which one do you want to watch next, Peaches?
I think 3 movies is enough, Dad. Let's save the rest for tomorrow.
I thought we'd play mini golf tomorrow after we get back from Disneyland.
Yeah, sure, Dad. That sounds really fun.
So how do you like the place?
Well, it's a nice space to work with. I like the way the kitchen flows into the living room. A few great pieces of art and some flowers will really bring it to life.
You sound just like Phyllis.
Doorbell rings.
There's the pizza.
He rises, but we cut to the interior of Phyllis's bedroom in the afternoon. The shades are drawn, the TV is on with no sound. Phyllis is sitting in bed, torturing herself by watching home videos of life with Freddie. Her eyes are red and puffy. The bed is strewn with used Kleenex, a sleep mask, and a photo album turned to the page of pictures of Phyllis, Hannah, and Freddie in better days. The empty bottles of Avion are tossed about like something from The Lost Weekend. We hear the voice of Vicky Sprance calling from the downstairs.
Phyllis, are you upstairs?
Cut to Vicky and follow her as she heads up to Phyllis's room and enters the room.
My God, this looks like a scene from Valley of the Dolls.
She crosses to a window and raises the shade. A shaft of light hits Phyllis, who turns away.
Get me another bottle of Avion.
Don't you think you've had enough?
Shut up and bring me the bottle. My life is over.
Vicky heads Phyllis the Avion and a stack of mail.
Here's your mail. There's something for the family court.
Phyllis picks up the crumpled garment from the bed and holds it out to Vicky. It's her Wilderness Girls uniform.
Sorry. I want this burned and the ashes scattered over forest lawn.
Aren't you going to open it?
Why? To read again that my marriage is over? I know my marriage is over.
The telephone rings. Phyllis puts a pillow over her head. Vicky answers the phone.
Hold on. Hello? Just a minute, I'll see if she's in. It's Annie, which is weird because I'm also Annie.
No.
She says it's the third time she's called. She says it's important.
No.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Annie. Can she get back to you? Okay, I'll tell her. She's coming over. She says she knows what Velda told you and she wants to explain.
I don't want that traitor in my house.
You're overreacting. Come on, get up. I'll make you a cappuccino. And then we're going over to Bitsy's to play some doubles.
I'm not going anywhere.
Just lie here. We'll go to Rodolfo's.
No, I've lost the will to shop.
We cut to the interior of Freddie's condo. Freddie and Hannah are still seated on the floor, a large pizza box and several soda cans between them.
You sure you don't want more pizza?
I'm stuffed.
You want more soda?
No, really, I'm fine.
I know. Let's go to 31 Flavors. What do you say?
Daddy, you don't have to feed me and entertain me every second.
I guess I'm trying too hard, huh?
A little.
I'm sorry.
Look, I know this is hard for you and for Mom, but this is hard for me too. I feel like a ping pong ball. I just wish you guys were back together.
She breaks down, much like Claire. He hugs her gently. Interior of the Neffler living room later. Phyllis is standing dramatically in front of the fireplace, smoking tragically as Annie pleads her case.
You don't have to believe me, but I'm really sorry. When I took on the job of...
Lying.
Okay, I deserve that.
Treachery.
I know, I'm sorry. Velda had me believing you were really a threat to the Wilderness Girls, but I'm on your side now.
It doesn't matter. It's all over. She's won.
What do you mean?
I'm out. I'm quitting. I've called a meeting to tell the girls tomorrow.
But you all worked so hard. I don't see any reason why.
You don't see any reason. How about every time I try to do something positive, I get slapped down? I've lost my husband and I'm losing my daughter. And without Hannah, what's the point? Besides, Velda's right. I won't be responsible for hurting those girls. It's finished.
Phyllis's resolve has Annie at a loss for words. We dissolve to the interior of the Neffler living room the next morning. Annie and the girls are assembled. Phyllis is completing her farewell address.
She was mean, but she was right. It's one thing to fool myself into thinking I'm a real troop leader, but to lead you girls into danger just to save my pride would be criminal. I've loved our times together, and I'll treasure them, but it's over now.
There's a moment of silence, and then Annie prompts the girls to respond.
Girls?
Sorry, Mrs. Neffler, but a deal's a deal, and you can't quit.
You wouldn't let me run away, and we won't let you do it either.
Don't you realize what you've done with us? You're our role model.
And our friend.
You took a You took a group of overindulged, unmotivated, alienated pre-adolescents and gave us a renewed sense of self-esteem.
I think she means you made us like ourselves and each other.
We're a team now, and we can win any competition. We can whoop any wilderness, and we ain't scared of nothing as long as we have you.
They're right, Phil.
Phyllis turns at the sound of his voice. Freddie and Hannah stand in the doorway.
I didn't cause that one.
I know.
You've come too far to quit now. I know I have no right to say this, but as an old friend, I'm really rooting for you.
He and Hannah move to Phyllis, who is touched and overwhelmed.
Well, Mom, what do you say?
I say, let's go kick some derriere.
Phyllis reaches out her hand, and everyone converges to form a spontaneous friendship circle, including Freddie. Music swells, and we cut to the exterior of a national park. A large banner strung up, Wilderness Jamboree. Velda, holding a starter pistol, stands beneath it, facing 3 troops. The troops and their leaders are tensed, silent, and waiting for the cue to start the competition. The Pomona girls are wearing their green armbands. The Redondo Beach girls are wearing bright yellow armbands, and the Red Feather Troop wears red armbands. They also have on culturally appropriated Native American war paint and headbands with big red feathers on them. All of the troops have backpacks. Behind Velda in the forest, we see 4 large, widely spaced trees, each bearing a colored flag.
Each troop must follow the path designated by the colored flags. Pomona in green, Redondo yellow, Culver City red, and the blue flags were for our sisters from Beverly Hills, but it appears they've opted not to compete. To the rest of you, good luck. On your marks, get set. What the hell is that noise?
The noise Velda is referring to is the sound of cars approaching, blaring rock and roll music. Velda watches with fury as they approach and screech to a stop directly in front of her, throwing up dust and running over a small circle of little flags connected by twine. Each of the Rolls convertibles is covered with painted slogan, over 4,000 boxes sold, Wilderness Girls do it with cookies, 1989, troop or bust. The cars are packed with Beverly Hills Wilderness Girls, all in uniform, wearing shades. Phyllis and Annie are the drivers.
Will you get your goddamn car out of the friendship circle?
No, they won't. Phyllis pulls her Ray-Bans down and looks over them at Velda.
Thank you. I'm delighted I could be here too.
On your mark, get set, go!
Velda furiously aims her starting pistol at Phyllis and fires. Other troops spring into action and head towards the trees bearing their color. Beneath each tree is a map and a compass, which the leaders scoop up as they lead their troops towards their respective paths. In the chaos, Annie hustles the Beverly Hills girls out of both cars. Everybody carries bulging Louis Vuitton backpacks.
Come on, everybody, head for the blue flag.
Velda stops Annie.
Just a second, Herman. Only Wilderness girls and troop leaders are allowed to participate in this.
I'm an assistant troop leader.
Not anymore, traitor. I just fired you.
If Frances were here.
Well, Frances isn't here. She'll be at the finish line. Talk to her then.
Velda gets in her Jeep, driven by Frida, her new lackey. Annie and Phyllis watch as the other troops disappear into the woods. Velda yells over her shoulder.
Better get moving, Effler. It's 20 miles to the nearest checkpoint and 100 to the nearest 4-star hotel. Take your pick.
Annie herds Phyllis and the other girls over to the blue flag. She finds the map, a compass, and a pile of blue armbands, which she hands out to the troop.
Annie, I can't take the girls out there by myself.
You can do it. Here's a map with your team's route marked. Just follow the blue flags and you'll be fine.
Are you crazy? I get lost in my walk-in closet.
Remember, the troop that gets to the finish line in the shortest time wins. You'll be timed from here to the midpoint tonight, biovac there, and then tomorrow you'll be timed to the finish line. Got it?
No.
You do know how to use the compass.
Phyllis hesitates, and Hannah takes the compass.
Don't worry, Mom. I'll do it.
Annie takes a walkie-talkie out of her bag and hands it to Phyllis.
I'll be with you all the way. Now get going.
She gives Phyllis a little shove and her first blue flag. Phyllis leads the girls off reluctantly, looking over her shoulder at Annie.
If I don't come out of this, Annie, I want you to have my table at Spago.
Phyllis waves bravely, and the girls disappear into the woods. Somewhere in the woods, sometime later, the Pomona troop marches steadily forward, whistling in union. The Colonel Bogey March, of course. The Redondo Beach girls make their way expertly up a rocky slope. The Red Feathers are jogging perfect sync, chanting like a football team. We're number one, we're number one. Troop Beverly Hills picks its way through the dense forest, then slows to a tired halt. The bewildered Phyllis checks her map. Hannah studies the compass.
North is this way, Mom. Which way's the campsite?
I know Gucci's is north of Wilshire, but that doesn't seem to help me out here.
Didn't Miss Herman give you the proper coordinates?
No, I didn't ask her. I thought these slacks and jackets would be fine.
This way. There's a blue flag.
Phyllis starts down the path. The tired girls follow her. A clearing in the woods. Later, Phyllis and the girls move towards us, bending under the weight of their backpacks.
Miss Neffler, I'm tired. Can't we rest?
Claire, George Hamilton at his age can Roomba all night. And you can't walk a few miles? Come on.
We cut to a montage. The troops battle with nature. Phyllis uses a tennis racket to hack a path through the brush. Hannah and Claire use theirs as weapons to combat a swarm of gnats. Jasmine removes a bottle from her avion holster, swigs it, and passes it to Lily. Phyllis is in trouble. She grabs her left hand, looks wounded, but Chica rescues her with an emergency fingernail repair kit. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the woods, the Pomona, Redondo, and Red Feather groups move ahead with ease. We swap out to later. Phyllis catches up with the girls just as the group emerges from the brush in a clearing. They are relieved to be out of the woods until they look down and realizing they're standing in 6 inches of swamp muck, surrounded by a mass of water reeds. Phyllis checks them. Yeah, Phyllis checks the map, then pulls the walkie-talkie out of her bag and raises the antenna.
Annie, where the hell are we?
From the exterior of the starting point later, Annie stands on high ground surveying the distance with binoculars. Binoculars? What the fuck?
Binoculars?
Binoculars. What does that map say?
The swamp later in the afternoon.
It doesn't mention acres of reeds or goo up to my ankles.
It sounds like Dead Man's Swamp.
That's comforting. Oh shit, they're back.
We cut to Annie.
Who's back? What's that sound?
The buzzing of thousands of gnats is all that we can hear.
Don't worry, girls. This time we're ready for them. On my signal, fire.
They're all using their portable blow dryers to fight off the swarm of gnats.
We're battling a herd of locusts here, Annie. How do we get out of this place?
Sorry, I'm trying to do something else.
Help me, Annie, now.
Keep your shirt on, Princess Leia.
Get your shit together.
Annie, are you okay?
Are you
I was
okay?
waiting for it. Okay, raise your left hand in the air as high as you can.
Phyllis does, and we move in on her hand just as her diamond ring catches the sunlight. From Annie's point of view, through her binoculars, the glint from the ring is about as bright as a small nuclear explosion.
The Gwent. Yes, I can see the sparkle and the Gwent. You're really close to the campsite. Use the compass and head due north and hurry. Over and out.
Keep firing, girls.
Phyllis pushes down the antenna and clips the walkie-talkie onto her belt. The troop retreats, Phyllis leading, Lily and Jasmine up the rear.
Back off, you suckers. You ain't so bad.
The edge of the reeds a little later. Phyllis leads the girls out of the reeds and onto a wooded path. We angle on Tiffany, who's dragging her heels at the back of the pack. She smells something awful, looks down to see a skunk, tail held high. Then we cut to Phyllis, who is astonished to see Tiffany streak by at top speed.
See, Claire, Tiffany's got the spirit. That George Hamilton anecdote really inspired her.
The other girls are also now running as fast as they can go, squealing and shrieking.
Guess it inspired you all.
Now Phyllis is stuck by the door and looks down to find the source. At the campsite, a few minutes later, Velda is standing in her Jeep like Patton, admiring the sunset. Frida checks the stopwatch.
You're Frida.
6 hours, 27 minutes.
Any time now, the red feathers will be coming over the horizon, setting a record for the first half of the competition. I can't read.
Velda looks into the distance, and sure enough, the red feathers are coming over the hill at a good hiking pace.
And there they are now.
Suddenly, from out of the woods, Phyllis and the girls bolt straight towards Velda. Velda looks from the Beverly Hills girls to the still distant red feathers and groans. Frida gets out the Jeep and holds the stopwatch out, ready to time the finish. The Beverly Hills girls are still running straight for the Jeep, and they are not slowing down. Frida clocks them in as they speed past. Velda tries to stop Phyllis.
Neffler, halt!
But Phyllis is too motivated to comply. She runs straight by. Velda reaches down out of frame and comes up with a skunk in her hand.
You'll pay for this.
The skunk faints from fear or Velda's breath. On campsite, we close on a campfire where what's left of the skunk remains on a roasting pit. Roasting on a spit. Velda stands over it, wearing her new skunk hat and a vengeful smile. After a beat, she turns and enters the Red Feathers leader's tent. Fuck my life.
Coronado Beach, 7 hours, 21 minutes. Pomona, 7 hours, 4 minutes.
We cut to the interior of the Red Feathers headquarters tent. The Red Feathers and their leader are confronting Velda and Frida.
Red Feathers, 6 hours, 29 minutes. Beverly Hills, 6 hours, 28 minutes.
You said that we were going to win.
You are. Just leave it to me. You girls are such bad sports. You remind me of myself at your age. I'm taking over tomorrow. You're too sick to continue.
I am. I mean, I am.
The exterior of the checkpoint clearing early morning. All 4 troops are lined up waiting to start. Each leader, except the Red Feathers, until Velda's Jeep pulled up in a cloud of dust.
There's been a slight change of plans. Mrs. Grundman is gravely ill, and I have no option but to lead the Red Feathers myself.
The other troops groan in disbelief. They grumble, "That's not fair. She can't do that."
That's not fair, Mom. She mapped the course.
Excuse me, Velda, but according to your rules, only troop leaders can...
According to my rules, I could do whatever I want.
Does winning mean this much to you?
Yeah, because that's the only way people like me get anywhere in this world. People like you, who've been handed every little thing on a silver platter, just wouldn't understand that.
I don't even own a silver platter.
She turns her back on Phyllis and addresses the assembled troops.
The second leg begins at my command. Ready, set, go!
Phyllis rejoins her girls as the others head for their respective colored flags.
Ladies, just because that buffalo butt is guiding those little monsters, does it mean we can't be good sports, right?
Right.
Right.
We play by the rules, right?
Right.
And we're gonna win, right?
Right.
Now move out.
The girls start to fall in line behind her, marching into the woods while singing.
Oh God, we're the girls
We're the
from
girls
Beverly
from
Beverly
Hills.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Shopping
is our greatest skill.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We
We
will
will
find and
Try
try
real
real
hard.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Leave behind our
Got
credit
credit
card.
Hard.
Beverly Hills!
What a thrill.
Beverly Hills! The thrill! Beverly Hills!
What a
Hills!
thrill.
Oh Jesus!
I
The
love
song
it
is
so much.
faded into the as the girls have
babies.
disappeared, but it will be burned forever into our memories. The last girl is disappears is Jasmine, who does a bump and grind to a tune as she disappears. What is this script inaccuracy?
Excuse me.
What is
What kind of bump and
I'm
What
so
the hell?
curious.
What was that in
grind?
there?
A hip
I'm
bump and
very
grind
confused.
as the tune
Wow.
as
Oh
she
my
disappears.
god.
A hip butt.
In
It does
the
say hip,
woods
baby.
later, the
Say-
Beverly Hills group has come to a halt. They don't know which way to go and are looking around in confusion. Emily is looking at the map, almost as confused at the script as the cast looking at this fucking script.
According to the map, the bridge should be this way.
But we haven't seen a blue flag for miles.
A blue flag is on a tree. The hand reaches up and pulls it off.
We
The
broke
hand
Mona,
belongs
y'all.
to Cleo, who is shimmied up the
Clear.
tree.
We broke Mona. Great.
At this time, I'd like you all to consider donating to the cause. Mona gets it
It's just a
together.
completely
CEO
different
of
kind of bump
plugging
and
the-
grind.
The cause right there.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Just the HIV bump and grind just derailed us.
It was
For
unexpected.
those of you who can't see the script read an HIV bump and grind, but HIV was capitalized and everything, and I can't help
Yeah.
but lose my shit. Because that's a whole different kind of bump and grind.
Uh-huh.
All right. A hand reaches up and pulls it off. The hand belongs to Cleo, who is shimmied up a tree. She shimmies down the tree to give the flag to Jamie, who has several other blue flags sticking out of her pocket. Velda looks on approvingly. In yet another part of the woods, later, Phyllis is leading the girls uncertainly. Tessa spots a blue flag ahead of them in the distance.
Look.
Relieved Phyllis leads the girls towards it.
I'm sure glad to see that blue flag. I guess I was being paranoid, but for a minute there, I thought we were being sabotaged.
Phyllis suddenly stops at the blue flag and looks down into a bottomless ravine. The rope bridge they were supposed to cross dangles uselessly, cut from the other side. The girls are now gathered around her, looking at the sabotaged bridge. Phyllis stares down into the ravine and turns to the waiting girls.
Well, au revoir, ma chamberie. At least we got out into the woods and we had a good time, and that's a crock of shit. Damn it. Just once, I really wanted to go the distance.
I will find my way. I can go the distance. Hannah gently sings as she takes her mother's arm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Hannah, I'm sorry, but it really frosts my cookies that we've come all this way and we're stopped. You should sing for a career, maybe, though.
Not necessarily.
We cut to the same spot later. The girls have chopped down a large tree so that it falls across the ravine like a bridge. Hannah steps onto the log with the end of the cut bridge in her hand. Phyllis is beside her with worry. The girls watch breathlessly. Suddenly, Phyllis pulls her daughter off the log and back onto solid ground.
I can't let you do it.
I can do it, Mom. It's just like the balance beam.
Hannah, I forbid you to do this. That ravine is very deep, that leg is wobbly, and you'd have to be an idiot to walk across it. I'm going to do it.
But Mom, you're scared of heights. You fell off the garden wall when you were spying on Daddy.
I wasn't spying. I was checking on my azaleas. But that's beside the point. I'm the mother here. I'm the responsible one. And for a change, I'm going to take care of you.
You always have.
I have.
Hannah nods, and tears well up in Phyllis's eyes.
Yeah, me and 7 other girls.
You're right. You're a lucky kid. Now, where's that bridge?
We cut to the exterior of the log bridge. Phyllis stands at the foot of the log bridge, staring at the other side.
We're nearly there. When I get across, I'll tie a stone to the other end of the bridge and throw it over. I am the log, And the ravine, I will prevail.
Phyllis carefully steps onto the log. The girls watch, worried. From the girl's point of view, Phyllis is moving steadily away, shoulders up, back straight, feet placed firmly one after the other. We angle onto Phyllis's face. She may look confident from the back for the girl's benefit, but from the front, we get the true picture. She's terrified. She makes a mistake of looking down as a little piece of bark is dislodged from the log by her foot and falls to the bottom of the ravine. Phyllis, shaken, takes a few uncertain baby steps. Angle to the girls watching with bated breath. Back to Phyllis. She takes one more step and turns back to the girls with a phony, confident face.
This isn't so bad.
Close in on Phyllis's ear as the diamond earring works its way free. We angle on Phyllis as she lunges to grab the falling earring. She makes a great save but loses her balance, sways wildly forward and then backwards. We cut to Hannah. She can't take it anymore. She steps out onto the end of the log. A wide shot as Phyllis regains her balance. She's unaware that Hannah is now walking the log in confident balance beam fashion behind her to help her mom. On Hannah, she takes a step towards her mother. Her small foot gets jammed in a knothole and is wedged there. Hannah cries out and tries to struggle free but can't. Phyllis is hit with a tidal wave of maternal adrenaline. In an instant, she's at Hannah's side, pulling her foot free and pulling her by the hand across the log.
Hannah, I distinctly remember telling you to stay off this log. It's extremely dangerous. I don't know what to do with you sometimes the way you act. You're just as stubborn as your father.
On the other side, Phyllis steps off the log and lifts Hannah down to solid ground. Totally preoccupied with Hannah, she fails to notice that they've crossed the log. Suddenly, the whoop of cheering and applause comes from the girls on the other side. Phyllis looks around to realize what she's accomplished.
You did it, Mom.
Phyllis looks at the bridge and then Hannah.
I did. We did.
Hannah hugs her mom as they jump up and down in delight. At the top of the ridge, disgruntled Velda and her red feathers watch as the Beverly Hills girls finish crossing the reattached bridge.
Dit! Those little bimbesses were pissing me off. Screw the flags. We're taking a shortcut.
Velda stops off the path and leads the girls into a thick wood. We cut to Troop Beverly Hills as they regroup. Emily is consulting the map and Chica looks at her watch.
It's weird, but we didn't really lose that much time.
Wouldn't it be bizarre if we won?
We've won already.
What do you mean, Mom?
We didn't quit. We didn't call home for help. We read a check when we were in trouble. We worked together as a team. We won.
In another part of the forest at the same time, Velda is leading the red feathers briskly down a path. Jamie is looking at the map.
I don't know, Miss Splendor. This map says this area is for hunters and trappers only. It might be dangerous.
It's only dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Velda disappears into a huge hole, a sinkhole that has been overgrown with some brush. At the finish line by day, a young wilderness girl official arranges the trophies on a picnic table. The first place trophy is large and impressive, and the others are tiny. In the background, we see parents starting to arrive. The Beverly Hills faction pulls up with their luxury cars next to the other parents' Hyundais and Pintos. Freddie and Rosa get out of the car. Velda and the red feathers at the same time. The red feathers are, oh my God. The red feathers finish pulling Velda out of the pit and lay her on the ground. Her clothes are wet and muddy. She's holding her ankle in pain. Cleo examines it.
It's broken. Jamie, some rations and some water.
Jamie hands her some rations and a canteen. Cleo sets them down next to Velda.
Oh, come on. You're not going to leave me here.
You're dead weight. After we win, we'll send someone back to get you. Come on, red feathers.
Cleo starts to leave the red feathers off.
Get back here on the double. Girls, please, I won't slow you up that much. I can hop.
This has no effect on the retreating girls.
Cleo, I'm your mother. I was in labor for 17 hours. I bought you that tricycle.
Sorry, Mother. If you were in my place, you'd do the same thing.
The red feathers keep walking.
All right, Patches, all you want. I can get you into West Point. I know somebody.
The red feathers are already gone.
What about the wilderness girl oath? You little bitches!
Another path in the wood, the Beverly Hills girls look around puzzled.
What was that?
The girls listen for another beat.
Don't worry, girls. It was probably one of nature's beasts.
Very faintly in the distance,
Help!
the girls freeze in their tracks, listening intently.
God damn it, I said help!
Phyllis recognizes the voice. In another part of the forest, Phyllis watches as Tessa examines Velda's injured leg.
How bad is it?
Multiple contusions, possibly a cracked fibula and a severe personality disorder.
There's a nurse at the finish line. What's the fastest way we can get you there?
Oh, and you don't want to help me. You just really want to get... what you really want is for me to tell you the fastest way so you can win. Well, blow it out your barracks bag. I'm not talking.
Let's leave our ass here.
The girls all nod and ad-lib approval.
Yeah.
Now, girls. We've already... Oh, shit. That's someone else.
We've already lost a lot of time because of her.
She said she'd rather be left behind.
And she hates us.
Oh, Velda nods. Wait, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
you're right.
And we're not too wild about her either.
This type of mental illness often renders its victims unlikable.
All she's ever done is be mean to us. Why should we lose just to help her?
Well, girls, it's a moral dilemma. We can help a fellow wilderness girl as we swore to do when we took the pledge. We pledged the wilderness promise. Or we can leave her here and go on to our own personal glory while she is nibbled by vicious beasts and toyed with by lonely mountain men. I leave it up to you.
Huddle.
The girls fall into a huddle and whisper to each other. They come to a decision, and Jasmine looks up to Phyllis and speaks.
She's history. We're out of here.
The girls turn and walk off as a group. Phyllis is speechless with disbelief. The girls reluctantly stop, look at each other, and turn around.
Oh, all right. We did swear. Come on, y'all.
Moments later, the girls have fashioned a litter out of 2 long poles and several sleeping bags. Velda is lying in the litter with her injured leg raised. The girls are towing her through the woods.
I knew I could count on my girls to do the right thing.
Stop or I'll bust out crying. And you can count on you losers to do the stupid thing.
Phyllis puts her hand on Velda's face and pushes her back down on the litter.
You need your rest.
At the finish line, the parents of various troops are waiting anxiously for the first troops to emerge from the woods. They are all armed with Kodak cameras and cheap homemade outfits. Engel and the Beverly Hills parents, Michael de Blasio, has a cinemobile and a complete film crew on the spot. He's talking to an AD.
Okay, when my daughter and her friends come out of those trees, get a close-up on Tessa. Study her. Then wipe pan into the trees, then the rest of the kids. The theme of the shot is victory. And not too much smoke. Not like you did at her birthday party. That was overkill.
The assistant nods and makes notes. We cut to Vicky, Jack, and Freddie.
Who'd have believed that 6 months ago, my Phyllis and the girls would have gotten this far?
Legally, she's not your Phyllis anymore. You signed the papers.
Maybe he wants to unsign them, Jack.
Dear, you cannot unsign a legal document. Listen to her. After 6 months of hard work, considerable legal fees, all necessary, I might add, and the tremendous personal pain that you went through, you're really going to change your mind now?
Freddie takes the document from Jack.
Oh, shit.
Angle onto the mic next to the trophy table.
Parents, get ready with your welcome home kisses. It looks like our first place troop is coming over the hill.
All the parents are straining to see which troop it is. Blasio gestures to the film crew to roll and crosses his fingers and shuts his eyes. Angle on the red feathers. Cleo leads the group as they emerge from the group. Angle to the crowd. Francis leads a smattering of half-hearted applause. There's one loud anonymous raspberry. Blasio gestures a cut to the crew. The red feathers take on an annoyingly arrogant attitude as they realize they've won. They give each other the high five and empty their canteens over each other's heads. They also indulge in butt pats. They are totally obnoxious. They approached Francis at the dais. Dais?
Dais.
There we go. Francis picks up the first place trophy as Cleo and the troop steps forward.
Heartfelt congratulations to the winners of the 3rd annual Wilderness Jamboree, the Culver City Red Feathers.
She extends the trophy and she and Cleo hold it together for the benefit of the photographers. Cleo talks into the mic like an MVP.
Thank you, Miss Temple. On behalf of the other feathers and myself, we felt good. We were pumped. We came to win and we won. I'd like to say that the other troops gave us a real run for our money, but they didn't.
Just a minute, dear. Where's your mother?
Cleo and the other girls exchange guilty looks. Cleo tries to wrest the trophy from Miss Temple without success. Mrs.
I don't know. Give me the trophy.
As Francis and Cleo continue their tug of war.
Did the rules specifically state that the trophy goes to the first entire troop that crosses the finish line? No leader, no trophy.
They continue to struggle over the trophy. The crowd looks on, confused, and suddenly Annie points into the woods.
Look over there.
At the edge
You're
of the
muted.
woods.
Look over there. Damn it. Sorry, I was getting my HIV bump and grind on.
Oh no.
Oh no. The edge of the woods. Phyllis and the girls come in, dragging Velda on the litter. Velda's rump bumps over the rocks in the trail.
Ow! Will you watch it? I should have stayed and taken my chances with the coyotes.
No, Velda, we couldn't have done that to innocent animals.
Francis. We cut to Francis, shocked by Velda's appearance. She lets go of her side of the trophy. Cleo, still holding the trophy, is thrown off balance and falls on her ass, and the trophy shatters. Phyllis and the girls are mobbed by the Beverly Hills parents, Annie, Rosa, and Freddie. Each set of parents hug their little girl. Freddie, Hannah, and Phyllis share a 3-way hug. Hey.
What a finish. You guys were amazing.
Mom did it. She pulled us through.
By the way, Phil, the divorce papers came.
There's a sudden halt in the joy of it all as Freddie produces the document.
I guess this is it, huh?
I don't know. Hannah, what do you think?
He hands the papers to her and she shreds them.
It's about time you two grew up.
They share another embrace. We cut back to Francis.
Oh dear. Now let's see. The first troop came in first without a leader. The second troop came in with 2 leaders, but they came in second. But the first member of the last troop came in before the last member of the first. So the winning troop is Beverly Hills.
We cut to Velda's face.
No way! They're not wilderness girls. None of you are. I'm the only real wilderness girl. And as soon as I'm head of this organization, I'm going to invalidate this competition retroactively.
Does she strike you as perhaps being a minus a few buttons?
We'll see who's got the buttons around here, you senile old bag.
I may be old. I may be seen now. But the only thing that's bagged around here is you. You're fired.
So what? I don't need you. I don't need anybody. I'm going to succeed to the national organization. Yeah, that's it. All for my own. Plender's pioneers. No, Blender's Patrol. No, Velda's Rangers. Yeah.
Velda is dragged by Frida and the nurse. Francis watches her go.
I'm sorry to see her go. She was always fun for our Halloween party. And I'm sorry to say we don't have a trophy for you.
Never wanted the trophy. We just wanted to prove that we were real wilderness girls.
Whoever said you weren't?
Velda.
What echo? Screw her.
She gives Phyllis a pat on the back.
Can we tighten this up so we can get everybody in the shot?
All of the girls, their parents, Annie and Frances Temple, crowd together and smile as the camera moves in on them. At the same time, the official photographer snaps the photo, and we freeze and dissolve into the interior of the Wilderness Girls headquarters. The new Wilderness Girls poster featuring our troop on the wall of the Wilderness boardroom. Annie, in uniform, is being sworn in as Frances's successor. Frances shakes her hand and then takes the nameplate that reads Frances Temple off of the desk and replaces it with one that reads Annie Herman. We cut to an establishing shot at Kmart. The Kmart announcer says,
Attention, Kmart shoppers.
Velda is cashiering behind the checkout counter. She's wearing a pastel smock with a name tag on it that says, "Hi, my name is Velda." She leans into the microphone.
Price check on the blue light special.
She inspects the items she's holding and then back into the mic.
Cookies.
In the exterior of the Neffler house by night, one light burns upstairs in the master bedroom. We cut to Phyllis sitting up in bed, reading a lurid trash novel called Wilderness Wives. The dust jacket is a photo of the author, Vicky Sprance.
This character, Felicia Meffler, couldn't possibly be based on me. Granted, she is an extremely beautiful and seductive Beverly Hills mother of one who takes over a wilderness girl troop and finds a purpose in life, but she's divorced and I'm not.
Freddie walks into the room from the bedroom with a towel around his waist.
Right, Felicia. I mean, Phyllis.
He gets into bed and nuzzles up to her. She puts down the book.
Now, Phil, you don't have any more troop activities planned for tonight, do you?
Well, there is one thing. I haven't done my good deed for the day.
We'll think of something.
Phyllis gives him a look that says, "Wee wee." She gets out of bed and goes out to the balcony. Phyllis comes out of the French doors and leans over the railing.
Oh, girls.
We cut to the exterior backyard. The yard is dotted with pup tents. All of the girls are there camping out.
If you need anything else tonight, rough it.
She goes back inside, shuts the doors, and draws the shades. We see a silhouette of Phyllis and Freddie as they kiss. In the backyard, Hannah and the girls applaud. We fade out to the end.
Yay.
I'm surprised Kelsey didn't lose it with Danny lighting more things on fire.
Listen, you give me a challenge. I'm gonna do it.
What did you set on fire?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, it's completely out now. It's just smoldering.
As is the Neffler household, apparently.
Oh.
Okay, so definitely we got to thank Mona first because that script, y'all. That script.
Sorry, I warned you. I warned you.
Nah, you did your best. You did as good as you possibly coulda.
Close enough.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
This is
Not when making a script for your dyslexic spouse to try to read.
hand grenades and horseshoes.
Yes. Pat, thank you so much for playing yet another stereotypical regular house husband.
I'm good at something.
If we could find a script for the if we could find a script for The Incredibles, which I'm pretty sure we could, you would need to come make a return as Mr. Incredible.
I would be honored to do that one. That would be freaking awesome. Like,
so good.
Yeah. Well, after we get back from the break, if we do that one.
Yeah. Ooh.
As
I'm
a
gonna-
disenfranchised ginger, I would like to put myself up for the role of Syndrome.
Yes.
Yay!
I will tease my hair up
Please.
tall.
Please,
do.
that was my
Yes.
next question.
Bouffant.
Well, with that, Narcissus, thank you for all the roles, for the Hannah, for everything.
All the salespeople.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Lots of numbers tonight.
Yes. Brother Daniel as Tessa and
Rosa.
Rosa, and I'm losing track of characters because it's almost 10:30.
Random
All the people.
characters.
Yes.
For Bacharach.
Yeah. Oh God. Jonathan has Chica. Okay.
Oh, always.
Literally, Lola from Big Mouth was all I was getting. Oh my
It was
God,
great.
you guys.
Oh my god!
Oh my
you
god,
guys.
that's like perfect.
Oh my
Jonathan
God,
as
you
Chica
guys.
as Lola.
Like I was.
I mean,
dying.
that wasn't originally what I was going for, but I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh my, like, oh, well, now you're making me think of Nick Kroll show with Barack Obama said no, Oprah Winfrey said no. Oh
What? You do
God,
that way too well.
I know, I know, it's scary.
Obvious
Sean,
you do it often.
Sean as Claire.
Oh,
Yes. And
my
George
God.
Hamilton.
And George
Let's-
Hamilton.
Okay.
Mattering of others.
Kelsey just giving me every Moira Rose note and then some as like the perfect Phyllis, the role you were born to play.
Guys, my laptop is dying. So
Then I will go to you next, Asia. So I
I
was
got
gonna be
it.
last.
The
but-
charges on there, but I don't trust it.
No, I totally get it. Asia, thank you so much for joining us. Some of these ad libs were so good from you. I was
Yes.
dying.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate y'all for having me. If y'all ever need, a player, just call me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll join the team. It might be a bunch of kids. I might end up with a baby on my lap, but
Close enough. That's our.
We
That's
love
our
you.
motto.
That's it. Close enough.
And
Welcome to the club.
And last but definitely not least, Ginger for casting this, doing the
Everything.
script, getting the fundraiser together.
Don't
Like,
take her for that script.
okay,
I mean,
minus
the script was funny. The
great.
script was funny.
the script became kind of like Jonathan's wig, kind of a utility player. Ginger's scripts.
And also wrecked.
Again, I had to literally type it. I literally transcribed it. It took it from my voice, and that's why it's so terrible.
Yes.
Right. And it's not like you have eyeballs or fingers that could fix
I-
errors or
I
anything.
changed so many things. I didn't see a lot. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And with
you did an
that,
awesome job.
no,
Sarah, you're trying.
I don't know. I'm exhausted.
Sorry.
So
With
we will. No,
that-
you're good. We will see y'all on the 16th of May. It's a Sunday, just like when we started at 1 p.m.
Yes.
1 p.m. for Clue. So that's it, y'all. If you have not donated, go donate.
Yes.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.